क्या हाल चाल हैं सबके यार। हेलो हेलो। वेलकम टू अ चिल स्ट्रीम दोस्तों। क्या हाल चाल सबके। ये क्या है मेरे पास यार थ्रेड्स। दोस्तों वेलकम वेलकम। इट्स अ लेट नाइट चिल स्ट्रीम। इट्स लेट नाइट फुटबॉल स्ट्रीम ऑल्सो बट यहाँ पे लेट नहीं है। इट्स लाइक 6:30 PM। जिनको सोना है सोने जा सकते हैं। स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर देना जाने से पहले। एंड इफ यू जस्ट वांट टू पुट द स्ट्रीम in the background, you can put this on. I will try to keep it as low and as aram se as possible. I think i think if you go to like the YouTube settings and stuff like that ना, आप settings पे जा सकते हो and there is this thing called stabilize volume. उससे क्या होता है, आई थिंक जो जोर से बोलने वाली चीज़ें होती है वो जोर से नहीं आती है, वो धीरे वाली चीज़ों को भी थोड़ा सा एम्पलीफाई कर देता है। अच्छा अभिषेक सर है, नींद आ रही है, गुड टू स्केड्यूल दिस, अब फ्रेश रहूंगा। फैंटास्टिक भाई, रहो फ्रेश रहो फ्रेश। कैसे हो हाय बोल के चला जा रहा हूँ दक्ष भाई, पढ़ाई करने जा रहा हूँ। ऑलराइट आई एम, गुड नाइट, हैव अ ग्रेट स्टडी सेशन। इट्स लेट बट इट्स स्टिल ग्रेट, सो हैव फन। आई हैव नथिंग स्पेसिफिक टू टॉक अबाउट यार। आई एम जस्ट हियर बिकॉज आई हैड टाइम एंड आई रियलाइज हमने बहुत टाइम से एक चिल स्ट्रीम भी नहीं करी है। एंड आफ्टर द लास्ट स्ट्रीम लाइक आई सेड, मैं खुद इतना खुश नहीं था। So I thought might as well just, apart from football, maybe a little bit of football because it's an inescapable part of our lives. I thought extreme कर ही लेते हैं. Good morning Karthik bhai, how are you? How are you? United boy, how are you? How are you? दक्ष भैया होमवर्क करता करता देखूंगा, मजा आएगा। फैंटास्टिक फैंटास्टिक। सो व्हाट एल्स इज न्यू, क्या क्या चल रहा है सबकी लाइफ में। फॉर मी, one big thing which is happening in my life, well, it's not a big, I mean it is a big thing, but tomorrow I have my visa appointment for the US. Now I didn't not know that if your visa has expired for like within the last 5 years or something, you can waive off the interview and they send you an automatic क्या कहते हैं, extension. Now the problem is my old passport is probably back home in India and वो मुझे मिल नहीं रहा है यार. And so yeah, I have to go for the entire visa wala thing. Let's just hope. Let's just hope कल visa issue हो जाए, or at least like it's a formality kind of sort of thing. Because once you get the US visa, in my experience, you get other visas like this. And once you have like the US visa on it, and if your port of entry is some other country ना, बहुत आराम से वो लोग आपको मतलब बहुत अच्छे से रिस्पेक्ट वगैरह भी करते हैं लोग। ओह वाओ, यूएस वीजा आपके पास सर, वाओ वाओ। सो या, गोइंग यूएस फॉर द स्टडी पर्पस और सम प्रोजेक्ट। I am planning to go to Chicago in around March for a conference. And then I also want to go to Belgium for a conference. So all of those things ko karte karte. First, I'm going to get my US visa and then I'm going to apply for Schengen visa as well. So the idea is to travel to the US, the idea is to travel to the UK, the idea is to travel around Europe. Hazard. Yeah. Kaisa Dabu? Bhai, check out Dabu on Twitter, man. The guy started making some amazing compilations. Mostly Barca बनाते, but he's made Yildiz, he's made तूने डब्बू अभी तक आर्सेनल वाली कोई नहीं बनाई ना। एक काम कर यार डब्बू, अगर आर्सेनल स्वर नाइपान को साइन कर लेती ना तो तू नाइपान की एक कॉम्प बना दियो, ठीक है। बहुत मज़े आएंगे भाई। मोटा हो रहा हूँ, कैसे सॉल्व करूँ यार। देखो इसकी कोई मैजिक पिल नहीं है। स्टार्ट ईटिंग नेचुरल फूड्स, मतलब प्रोसेस्ड मत खाओ। eat your vegetables, eat your fruits. घर का खाना आई अंडरस्टैंड, बट हैव इट इन अ बैलेंस्ड वे। लाइक कभी कभी ज़्यादातर प्रॉब्लम होती है पोर्शन की। वॉक अ लॉट, एक्सरसाइज अ लॉट, एक्सरसाइज 30 minutes a day, 4 times a week. Just keep yourself moving, man. If you're on the bed all the time, if you're on a chair all the time, if you're sedentary, तो फिर तो कुछ भी नहीं होगा। If you are taking in more calories than burning them, then you will obviously get fat. So yeah. Recently moved to London, the weather is so crap. Deepak, the good news for you is it will probably get a little better in a couple of months, yeah. But yeah, you have completely missed out the worst of it. The worst of the weather you've completely ignored. Are you a CA student? What's your research topic? I'm not a CA student here. I have a background in computer science, but my topic is mostly related to the international politics side of technology. So, for example, um, There is, of course, right now a lot of things about AI. Now, I don't have to get into the technologies of AI, which could be all your reinforcement learnings and stuff like that. मुझे वो सब नहीं करना है. Um, या फिर न्यूरल नेट्स कैसे होते हैं, उनकी फंक्शनिंग क्या. ऑफ कोर्स इट्स ऑलवेज यूजफुल टू नो दीज थिंग्स, बट माइन इज मोर अबाउट द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ सच टेक्नोलॉजीज ऑन डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ लाइफ, or in my case international politics. So all of these things, the battle for algorithms, abhi battles for AIs हो रहे हैं, which AI is better, what AI will be the knowledge hub and stuff like that. वो सारी चीज़ें, इन चीज़ों के बारे में सोचना है. नहीं यार, not a pen testing, not security engineering, not network architecture, although most likely I will be working in all of these, well, working with this only. But like I said, mine is mostly about just the politics side of it. That's it. आप डीप लर्निंग सम पढ़ रहे हो? मैन सिटी इज ट्रैश. ओके, नाइस नेम, आई लाइक योर नेम. Thoughts on DeepSeek R1? I used it for a couple of days यार. It's a good model. I think again, I think अगर आपको daily task करने हैं, um, the other models do it fairly equal if not better. Like for example, अगर आप coding के लिए कर रहे हो तो I think Claude 3.5 Sonnet is much better. अगर आपको डेली टास्क करने हैं तो आप यू कैन गेट बाय विद चैट GPT 4o, या आप O1 से अगर आप थोड़ी सी रीजनिंग करवाना चाहते हो. आई थिंक डीप सीक का बिगेस्ट डिसरप्शन ही यही है कि इट्स डूइंग एवरीथिंग एट अ फ्रैक्शन ऑफ अ कॉस्ट. अगर आपको उसकी API की मिल जाती है, आप बहुत ही चीप, मतलब एक फ्रैक्शन ऑफ अ कॉस्ट पे, इंस्टेड ऑफ हैविंग लाइक अ GPT रैपर और anything else, even like a Claude sort of thing, instead of employing those technologies or those companies as solutions, you can use DeepSeek as a solution. मैंने अभी तक DeepSeek का white paper नहीं पढ़ा यार, but देखते हैं. It's a good stuff. Pen testing sounds wrong. I know man, I know. कैसे हो सायर, हाउ आर यू, क्या हाल बड़े भाई, कैसे हो बेटा भाई, हाउ आर यू. एंड 150 people are here late night यार. वेलकम टू योर लेट नाइट चिल स्ट्रीम एंड योर लेट नाइट सेशंस यार. इज नाइपन कमिंग? आई डोंट नो डूड. मे बी ही इज, मे बी ही इजंट. इस हफ्ते के एंड तक होपफुली पता चल जाएगा. इससे लंबा टाइम है भी नहीं ना, बिकॉज ट्रांसफर विंडो बंद हो जाएगी. क्या आपको आयरिश नेशनैलिटी मिल सकती है? या, बट देयर आर फ्यू कंडीशंस आई हैव टू फुलफिल. One of them is, I have to work, not study. I have to work here for at least 4 to 7 years, depending on my profession. If I have a critical skills profession, then 4 years. Um, Plus, salary has to be of a particular threshold. And then, first, you get permanent residency. 2 or 3 years of permanent residency. Sorry. So, 2 years of critical skills gets you permanent residency. 4 years after that, or 5 years after that, you get the option of becoming a citizen. So yeah, eligibility to hamesha hi hai yaar, but it's a long road. Like for example, if I'm doing my PhD here for 5 years, it doesn't count because PhDs in Ireland are not employees. We are still students. But in countries like Belgium, in some other European countries especially, PhD researchers are treated as employees. So this is considered work. And so you have your employment contracts, you have labor laws and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a bit different here. It sounds wrong, but it is mostly enjoyable job in cyber security. हाँ यार, रेड टीमिंग in general is very nice. बट आजकल मेरे को जितना पता चला ना, पर्पल, they don't want red teamers, blue teamers, सबको पर्पल चाहिए. You need to have a little bit of both. भाई अगर आर्सेनल इस साल चैंपियंस लीग या प्रीमियर लीग जीतती है तो पक्का जाऊंगा लंदन से जितेंद्र. आई नो मैन, आई एम वेटिंग. इट्स बिन टू लॉन्ग मैन. सी पर्सनली आई वाज रियली होपिंग आर्सेनल इस सीजन कुछ बड़ा जीते, बिकॉज देखो, मैंने तो आई सीन आर्सेनल विन द प्रीमियर लीग द लास्ट टाइम दे वन इट, but winning the Champions League would be huge for the entire fan base as a whole. We can have one singular moment for the entire fan base, which will be insane. And even winning a Premier League for that matter, man. So many Arsenal fans have just joined Arsenal for the last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years. I know very few people who've been supporting Arsenal for the last 10 plus years. And so it would be a good moment, man. Ki in a way, it will be the first title for a lot of Arsenal fans as well. So I was hoping हम इस season कुछ जीत जाएं, but the way things have turned out, it's a bit disappointing यार. But ठीक है यार, कोई बात नहीं. That's football. I'd rather be here than, to be honest, in like 7th 8th and be like चलो season खत्म already, अब क्या ही कर सकते हैं. So I'm happy where we are. It's of course disappointing कि if Liverpool wins the title or somebody else wins the Champions League, you'd be like damn it, but trust me man, it's so much better being here than other places. I have seen the last 10 12 years for us जहाँ पे हमारा सीजन इफेक्टिवली फेब्रवरी मार्च में ख़त्म हो जाता है, नॉट बिकॉज कि लाइक ओ ये टीम हमसे 9 पॉइंट आ गया और ये टाइटल जीत जाएगी, बिकॉज हमारे पास वो क्षमता ही नहीं है सीजन को किसी और के अफेक्ट करने की. वी एंड अप बिकमिंग द पार्टी स्पॉयलर्स जिसको कहते हैं कि क्या आर्सेनल इसकी पार्टी स्पॉइल कर सकती है या नहीं. डोंट वांट बी दैट मैन, वी वांट टू बी देयर फॉर द क्राउन. Lucky has been a member for 5 months. Yeah, thank you so much, Hero, for being a member for 5 months. Love you so much, यार. एंड भाई तेरा कैसा चल रहा है खुद का चैनल? बता बता. देसी ड्रिबलर्स इज व्हाट यू कॉल इट ना? या हाउ इज दैट गोइंग ब्रदर? भाई मेल देखा आपने? नहीं कार्तिक यार, कल what did I do yesterday? Nothing. I just watched a bit of football, played a bit of FIFA, prepared for Monday. That's pretty much it. And aaj just been one thing after the other, yaar. So haven't really had the time to check the mail. I will check it though in a couple of days for sure. Maybe too personal, but are you planning to live there? I don't mind living there, man, but it also depends on other things and how they work out. Um, if my girlfriend decides to stay in India, then I have to make a choice whether to go back to India or stay here and build my career. Because I can build my career in other place, in both places, but it's going to be a different route. So there's other things, yeah. But abhi मैं इनके बारे में नहीं सोच रहा. Right now, for now, I want to do my PhD to the best of my ability, and also get my content game up, yeah. I really want to explore how big of a creator I can be. I see some really talented like Muktesh को देख के, बाबा को देख के, मोहक को देख के, मानस निधि, चौंकी, everyone for that matter. I mean, sorry if I've forgotten somebody's name, but I really keep a close eye on what everyone is doing. तो उनको देख के मज़ा आता है एंड वही थोड़ा सीखने का वो मिलता है. And I really want to see how much I can grow in this. How do I cope with loneliness? For me at Walter White, it's never been a big issue, to be honest. Um, Simply because I've been an only child. I don't have any sibling. तो मेरे both parents working थे, मेरा कोई sibling नहीं था, and so and I basically spent hours after school alone at home. मतलब house helps वगैरह होते थे of course, but I've always been used to this. So when people say ना how do you cope with being alone or how can you be alone with yourself, for me it's such a natural thing to be by myself. I have always had to entertain myself. I've always had to figure out क्या करना है. तो मेरे लिए तो बहुत आराम से like चीज़ें कट जाती हैं. For me it's never been a coping thing, to be honest. Even in undergrad, I remember in my first year or second year tak, I had no roommates. I stayed by myself in a single room. So again, मेरी life में has been a constant theme to just have my own space, and I've always just learned how to be in my own space and privacy, and just make things happen for myself. I'm just like that. Hello, hope everyone's doing fine at home. How's Uncle's channel going? Oh, I haven't checked up with him. I should push him to upload more videos. Yeah. That guy, my dad, he uploaded one video and it did really, really well. उसका तो कर ही नहीं उन्होंने. Crazy man, crazy. What are some of the most underrated movies you know? Tell me. Are underrated? Again, I think these are all things that depend on your taste, right? Um, for some people, some movies will be like, yeah, it's not my sort of genre, or it's not this. But for me, like for example, the 28 Days Later movie, even though it's so well acclaimed, it's just never gotten its due as such a fantastic zombie horror film. Cillian Murphy है उसमें. There's a couple of A24 movies which I don't think has gotten its due. Um, there was this movie called The Invitation. I maybe it was called The Invite or The Invitation, but it's basically about how this guy's ex-wife is now with some other guy, and they invite all of their friends to a dinner, but it turns out they're a part of a cult or something. I don't know, man. So yeah, there's some really nice. I like these slow burning psychological thrillers sort of movie. And it comes to other genres of movie, I think Dumb and Dumber is a very underrated comedic film. Although everyone knows about it, very few people have actually seen it. Elf movies for Christmas are underrated. माइकल सेरा की काफ़ी सारी मूवीज़ अंडररेटेड हैं. There is this Jonah Hill movie called War Dogs. It's funny, underrated, really really cool. Invitation. Thanks Lucky Raj. नहीं यार, आई एम नॉट ऑन लेटरबॉक्स्ड और एनीथिंग. मैं इतनी हिपस्टर हिपस्टर चीज़ें नहीं सोचता. बट डम्ब एंड डम्बर इज हिलेरियस मैन, मजे आ जाते हैं, बट लोग देखते नहीं है. Start my bachelor's in Germany will be the first time being alone in CS with a finance minor. Do you know anything about the current European market? I don't know anything about it. Different countries have different things, but all I know is that you have to really apply yourself, man. You can't just, if you're just going through the motions, it's never going to work out for you. You have to really, really step out of your comfort zone. Hey, Daksh, do you know Kiss rock band? I know Kiss. Which uni, which course? UCD, PhD. Uh, Emilia Clarke, dekho, things like these reminds you not to take Oscars seriously, although I have always considered Oscars a good place to explore movies. All right. Oscars, yeah, Oscars throw up a good bunch of movies, man. Um, every time I've tried to watch some of them, though, like for example, I'll be honest, I really didn't like Jojo Rabbit a lot. Um, so ऐसी चीज होती है. Man, chill stream finally have so much to say about the past few months. I've been in the trenches. Welcome to the trenches, Ankush bhai. It's nice to meet you here again. I'm also here in the trenches, Ankush bhai. But आप भी बताइए. आपकी chat भी दिख रही है आज मुझे. Wait, let me just change this. And Ankush bhai, for you, I have removed all like filters except cap filters वगैरह. उनको नहीं हटाया मैंने. But देखा नहीं है मैंने, मतलब मैंने बाकी फिल्टर्स आते दिए. आरुष इज हियर भाई. आरुष कैसे हो? होप यू डूइंग ग्रेट. दक्ष, व्हाट आर यू डूइंग अ पीएचडी? What are you doing your PhD into, and what are you into? Techno, etc. Are you asking music wise? Ooh, I am into. I like chill sort of down tempo music, whether it's house or like a downbeat techno sort of thing. I don't mind that, but my primary taste in music is mostly classic rock. I've stopped utna classic rock ज़्यादा because I live with somebody else and वो नहीं चलता उतना. But एक down tempo techno is nice for me. House is nice for me. As for my PhD, yeah, brother, the official of PhD is PhD. So the course is PhD American Studies, but we don't call it that. It's actually PhD Cybersecurity and Warfare, where my topic is called the fucking hell. It's like state sponsored threats from state sponsored adversaries and impact on alliance politics, something along those lines. Brother, इतना spam मत करो. Daksh, Blur or The Cure, I have no idea what you mean. If they're movies, I haven't seen either. Um, if you're asking about Blur the band, I like Blur. About The Cure, never heard of them. Do you like Hindi songs now? I always liked Hindi songs. Yeah? I have an entire proper playlist of good Hindi songs. I am very proud of that playlist of Hindi songs actually. Really, really good. Nahin, again, it's not related to the technological part of it or the cryptographic part of it, although these are adjacent courses. Mine is mostly related to how the world functions and how technology shapes the world. That's the long and short of it. Um, okay, it's all right, Arish. Did you go for any concert recently? I think you went for something, right? Did you go for Cigarettes After Sex or did you go for Coldplay or something else completely? कोई नहीं कोई नहीं. फेब्रिजियो के लेटेस्ट ट्वीट्स रिव्यूज कर दो यार. यार अभी फेब्रिजियो इज ऑन हिज चेल्सी ऑन स्टेरॉइड्स वाला थिंग, बट फॉर यू आई do a quick review of Fabrizio Romano's timeline. Wait, let me just see. Okay. Neymar जा रहा है Santos, उर्बिक जा रहा है Bayern, एम्बीबे जा रहा है मोनाको, विला ले रही है Felix को. Poor Felix, man. Can't find a home. Cedric is going to Sao Paulo. Buendia is going to Leverkusen. It's a very interesting deal here. Juma Ba ले लिया है लॉन्स ने from on behalf of City. Fair enough. Tomas Palacios Monza. Metinho is on Basel. Buendia to Leverkusen. Here we go. हो गया. Fair enough भाई. During talks between Juve and Chelsea for Vega, Carne Chukwuemeka name has always been. Bhai, I forgot about Carne Chukwuemeka, man. What the hell? The negotiation between Villa and Chelsea for Disasi's loan plus salary coverage. Of course, you have to keep his value high also, dude. न्यूयॉर्क सिटी ने मैकफार्लेन लिया है. रेनाटो वेगा यूवे चला गया, डिसासी ये, हेलास वेरोनास ये, बॉनीफेस टू अल नासर. Okay, Boniface to Al Nassr. Damn, the Leverkusen's gonna make some money here. Santi Jimenez to Milan, maybe. लुइस de la Fuente ने स्पेनिश नेशनल टीम के साथ कर लिया है. बॉनीफेस हो गया है. टेलिस्का कहीं और जा रहा है. टेलिस्का चला गया कहीं और. राइट राइट राइट. टेलिस्का इज गॉन समवेयर. जोटा इज बैक इन सेल्टिक. या टेलिस्का इज गॉन टू इस्तांबुल फॉर फेनेrbahce. यू राइट. मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड फॉर डोरगो. बस यही है दोस्तों. Can you suggest horror, drama, or series? Yeah, horror ka again. What do you mean by horror specifically? Do you want like do you want like the Evil Dead kind of horror? Do you want exorcism kind of horror? Do you want thrillers? Do you want like stuff like कौन सी मूवी थी यार वो A24 की जो स्वीडन में बेस्ड है? मिडसॉमर टाइप्स चाहिए तुम्हें? All of those things. From I've heard is a very good movie. हाँ जिनचेंको का भी एथलेटिको. ऑक्यूलेंस बहुत सारी हैं. बहुत बहुत सारी हैं. So yeah, there's plenty man. रूबिन का स्टेटमेंट अबाउट रैशफोर्ड. हाला बारसा मैंने देखा है कि उसने बेसिकली जर्नलिस्ट ने उससे रैशफोर्ड के बारे में पूछा था. एंड रूबन आमोरिम ने एक बड़े जनरल तरीके में से आंसर किया था दैट देखो जो भी ट्रेनिंग में नहीं अच्छा करेगा मैं नहीं खिलाऊंगा. आई वॉन्ट एवरी वन सॉर्ट ऑफ डेडिकेटेड. I would rather play the goalkeeping coach than a player who is not dedicated or giving it 100%. Now, whether that's a direct indictment of Rashford or he's just speaking about in general कि like सिर्फ Rashford ही special नहीं है, सब अगर कोई भी ट्रेनिंग में सब कुछ नहीं देगा तो मैं किसी को नहीं खिलाऊंगा. So it's one of those things. Hereditary, although Hereditary is not that sort of, I mean, Hereditary is just one of those movies. मतलब you have to be like a little bit patient sometimes to let it actually hit its thing. There's this really, I mean, one sort of semi-thrilling movie you can really enjoy is Cuckoo. Very interesting premise. Although, like, towards the end, it gets a little bit rushed. Cuckoo is a nice one. Nosferatu अभी आई है. Nosferatu बहुत अच्छी है. So all of those things. How old am I? I am 30. I turned 30 in November. God damn, I'm 10 months away from 31. That's nuts. Veronica, I've also heard, is really, really good. What was that movie, man? There was this movie, I forget its name. Jahan pe, let me tell you the premise. Basically, a couple stops somewhere because the kid, and then the kid hears a lot of screaming or somebody calling out from help within like a corn farm. तो मतलब एक खेत होता है. खेत के अंदर से एक बच्चे को हेल्प की आवाज़ आती है. वो लोग अंदर जाते हैं. There's a it's a bit of Haunting of Hill House is also really really nice. You look way younger than 30. Thank you. I would like to think it's the lack of pollution here. भाई आप कौन से देश में रहते हो? I stay in Ireland, brother. Takfir, what are the owners up to? Why was Felix bought and why has he barely played any minutes? It shows that many of these signings were not approved by the coach. Oh no, of course. But it's also like, I think अगर आप थोड़ा सा पीछे जाके भी देखोगे ना, lot of these signings are done to facilitate another signing. Like for example, when you had to sell Gallagher to Atleti, you wanted Samu, but Samu के साथ कुछ breakdown हो गया negotiation में. So to facilitate Atleti के साथ move, you also bought in Felix. Maybe Felix was not really necessary. And the fact is that now आप लोग जब खेलोगे कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग में, Felix has featured there very exclusively. तो अब उसका क्या होगा? You also have to think about players who've not featured a lot. Drewsbury Hall, Chukwuemeka, maybe some keeper as well. Gyu जो सिर्फ कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग अपीयरेंसेस तक ही ज़्यादातर लिमिटेड रहा है. तो ये लोग ये सब देख के क्या सोचेंगे? तो जो अब है सो है यार. आई मीन इट इज़ व्हाट इट इज़. आप तो बड़े अमीर आदमी हो तब. अच्छा, थैंक यू सो मच. But Felix was expensive than Connor. Yeah. But it's an FFP sort of thing, right? तो जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर एटलेटी फिलिक्स को बेचता है 60 मिलियन में और कॉर्नर को खरीदता है 50 मिलियन में. तो they've also made like 600 in FFP sales, and they've also amortized 50 million in like FFP buying. So ऐसी चीजें होती हैं यार. कैसे हो माजन भाई? लॉन्ग लॉन्ग टाइम यार. नीलाद्री says Daksh is a gentleman and माजन भाई asks how am I. By the way, अंकुश भाई यहाँ पे थे, वो तो कहाँ गए? अंकुश भाई मुझे has since then hasn't I haven't really seen him यार. अंकुश भाई, where are you? Which club do you think Naipan will go यार? I think Vaibhav, I think Arsenal ही आएगा वो. I have a very strong feeling he'll come to Arsenal unless City ने उसको convince करके जिरोना भेज दिया. Um, I hope he comes to Arsenal. It would be nice to get a nice young global talent at the club. We haven't really had one of those since Fabregas. So it would be nice to go back to sort of roots, yeah. Because of Odegaard, let's see, man. Maybe because of Odegaard, but also Haaland is also there at City, right? दोनों ही Norwegians हैं, Odegaard and Haaland. Um, and one of the most strengths of that City proposal will be Girona, which means he does get to play in a top league. He gets to be a starting member under Michel, and फिर उसके बाद फ्यूचर में सिटी में भी खेल सकता है. उनके पास प्रूफ ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट भी है कि सावियो को देखो, वो ट्रॉयस में खेल रहा था, फिर जिरोना गया और अब सिटी आ गया. यान कूटो को देख लो, यान कूटो पहले जिरोना में खेला था, एंड इफ ही डजंट वांट टू वर्क इन द सिटी ग्रुप देन ही कैन बी सोल्ड टू अ क्लब लाइक डॉर्टमंड वगैरह वगैरह. अच्छा लिख रहे हो बट इट्स टू लॉन्ग सो इट्स नॉट शोइंग अप. आई रिमूव्ड ऑल दोस पैराग्राफ कैप्स आल्सो यार. आई डोंट नो व्हाई नॉट. I don't know why not. So yeah, I see a Fabregas in Fermin Lopez. No, no, no. Fabregas was different, yeah. Fabregas, अब Fabregas की क्वालिटी सोचो. I mean, देखो, there are some really good young talents in the world of football right now, ठीक है? Lamine Yamal and Kubarsi, और कोई बताओ छोटे छोटे बच्चे जो बहुत ही अच्छा कर रहे हैं. खैर, there are some good 16, 17 year olds who are doing really, really well. Fabregas was so good that he was bought for Arsenal at 16. He started becoming a regular at 18, and by 18 and a half, 19, he became the captain of Arsenal. एंड उस टाइम बहुत बड़ी बात थी बिकॉज उस पर हमने इतनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी डाल दी थी पोस्ट ऑनरी एंड पोस्ट बर्ग कैंप एंड पोस्ट इनविंसिबल्स जब धीरे धीरे चले गए थे. कोबी मैनो ऑफ कोर्स इज अ वेरी गुड टैलेंट ऑल्दो आई फील फॉर हिम बिकॉज मुझे धीरे धीरे लग रहा है दैट ही इज नॉट फिट फॉर दिस एमरम सिस्टम एट ऑल मैन. या captain at 19, brother, he was phenomenal. He was that good, man. He was so good. कब बना था? रुको, Fabregas captain age. So he became Arsenal's youngest ever player at age 16 and 177. Oh, sorry, he became 21 years. 21 pe he became a captain, not 19. 21 pe he became a captain. But by 20, he was always in and around the first team. Matlab, he used to play with a young Van Persie. He used to play with Vieira. He used to be our Champions League starting midfielder, man. See his goal versus Milan. Fabregas versus Milan was beautiful, man. Work's been stressful. Broke up a few months ago. I'm so sorry, Ankush bhai. That's never really nice. Trying to switch jobs, but no motivation. When it rains, it pours. I guess. I completely understand. Yeah, there's this point which everyone reaches where there is so many things that go wrong. And you start thinking क्या तुम्हारे में गलती है, ये circumstances क्या ऐसे क्यों है, why are you stuck in these circumstances, why are things not एक एक के बाद एक, मतलब जो बुरा हो रहा है वही सब बुरा हो रहा है, and आपको हर escape से ऐसे ही होता है. Trust me, I was in a similar situation a few months ago, and I've seen and I know of friends who are in similar situations right now. I know people who are breaking up because of distances, people who are breaking up because of disagreements in the visions for life. Somebody wants to get married, somebody doesn't want to get married, somebody wants to have kids, somebody doesn't want to have kids. um, People being separated because of different reasons ऐसे होते हैं. People not able to find jobs, people struggling to just accept rejections. बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं अंकुश भाई. Yeah. I don't know if I have specific advice for this or I can say anything apart from just acknowledging it, because sometimes it's just I guess sometimes when you see somebody saying ki like I know exactly how you feel and I completely acknowledge what you're going through, and all I can say is Ankush bhai that without being too cliche and emotional, ना ये सारी चीजें are going to be tests for your character, tests for your growth, and life will keep on squeezing you from different directions. It's up to us not to crack. I have so many things I have to do. I have to prepare for a class. I want to grow my YouTube. I want to give time to my relationship. I want to keep earning money. I want to jamify my roots here. I want to. There are so many things I want to do. Um, but kya hi kare? And every day I feel like, oh man, Daksh, you failed at this thing today. Like today I didn't go to the gym, and I was like, fuck, man, Daksh, you've promised yourself you're gonna take care of your health. And some days I go to the gym and I come back tired, and I'm like, mujhse padhai nahi ho rahi. And then you're like, fuck, Daksh, you promised yourself you're gonna study a little better. Um, हाँ अंकुश भाई, ऑप्शन ही क्या है? ऑप्शन ही क्या है? um, Look, man, I feel there are some of us who are born of privilege, who make use of that privilege and everything. Of course, we have our own tough days and everything, yeah. um, I think we owe it to ourselves, not only because of just privilege and stuff, but as humans, yeah, as people, we just owe it to ourselves, dost, um, to keep moving. Because option hi kya hai? I know for a fact that when I face adversity, Ankush bhai, um, when I face adversity and I make it through that adversity somehow, and it's not like मेरे को पता है I'm making it through adversity, but one day I realized things are much better today, and things are much better right now. I thank myself for not giving up um, a few months ago. Like, trust me, when I sometimes wake up, I'm every bone in my body is screaming, "मत उठ, सो जा, आलस कर ले, मत रिकॉर्ड कर वीडियो, मत जा लाइव, मत कर पढ़ाई, मत पढ़ आज, आज ये कर ले, आज वो कर ले, आज बाहर चलते हैं, आज ये कर लेते हैं." And sometimes I give into it, and sometimes I don't give into it. But when I don't give into it consecutively, continuously, and then I come out of that situation, I tell myself, "Thank you so much, Daksh, for not giving in." By thank you so much. There are so many times when I have had difficulties in other things in life, and I'm like, "Chhod yaar, screw this." So yeah, and then I don't, and then I thank myself. Thank you for not giving up those. Aparajit Bhattacharya says, "Hi brother, new subscriber. Thoughts about Manchester City? Manchester City, man. Um, क्या ही बोला जाए? It's an institution that's changed football forever. For the good, for the bad, अब वो तो टाइम ही बताएगा. But I think लोग रियलाइज नहीं कर रहे हैं कि प्री मैन सिटी, प्री 2008, यूनाइटेड, चेल्सी, आर्सेनल, लिवरपूल, देन स्पर्स, इनकी इतनी ज़्यादा मोनोपोली थी ऑन इंग्लिश फुटबॉल. टू ब्रेक दैट, एंड टू ब्रेक दैट इन दिस पर्टिकुलर वे, जहाँ पे मतलब फ्रॉम देख, एक ऐसी बात होती है कि मान लो तुम लोग ऑफिस में, तुम्हारा एक ग्रुप बन चुका है ऑफिस में, फिर एक दिन एक इंटर्न आता है, एंड वो इंटर्न तुमसे बहुत अच्छा काम करने लग जाता है. सो द योर एस्टैब्लिश्ड झुंड स्टार्ट्स आइंग द इंटर्न लाइक क्या है. बट देन द इंटर्न इज सो फकिंग गुड दैट योर बॉस स्टार्ट्स गिविंग हिज वर्क एज एन एग्जाम्पल कि ऐसे स्लाइड्स करते हैं, ऐसे प्रेजेंटेशन करते हैं. That's what Manchester City is. From being the new kid on the block, from being the new team on the block, जिसका तरीका किसी को समझ नहीं आ रहा था, जिसको सब कुछ ना कुछ एक्सक्यूज दे के डिस्क्रेडिट कर रहे थे. हाँ, ये तो स्पेंड करते हैं, ओ ये तो शेख मनी है, ओ सो लेस, ओ ओके फाइन, यू विल नेवर हैव सक्सेस बिकॉज ऑफ दिस स्पेंडिंग. अच्छा, यू स्टार्टेड हैविंग सक्सेस बट यू विल नेवर हैव रियल फैंस. अच्छा, you will have real fans and you'll have some success, but you'll never equal what these legacy clubs have done. Oh acha, oh, and now everyone wants to be like Man City. अब देखो क्या क्या हो रहा है. Now everyone wants to spend like Man City, everyone wants to recruit like Man City, everyone wants to play the Pep style of football, everyone wants to have a multi-club model. I was completely against multi-club models, by the way. But now, when I, for example, this Sver Naipan wala thing, right? Um, Now I think it is almost impossible to function without multi club models. Still don't like the idea, but I think अब तो होना नेसेसिटी हो गया है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आर्सेनल को देखो, मान लो ये स्वेर नाइपान वाला लौंडा बहुत ही अच्छा फुटबॉलर बन जाता है, आर्सेनल को चॉइस करना पड़ेगा। ज़ुबिमेंडी, मान लो ज़ुबिमेंडी आ जाता है, ओडेगार्ड रहता है, स्वेर नाइपान, इथो ननेरी, 2-3 और लौंडे, तो आर्सेनल अब मतलब 6-7 मिडफील्डर्स में कैसे पकाएगी? हाउ कैन वी गिव इक्वल टाइम टू बोथ द यंगस्टर्स, द एस्टैब्लिश्ड प्लेयर्स टू स्टे कम्पिटिटिव? कैसे? तो सिटी का क्या प्लान है? सिटी को पता है कि दे हैव केडीबी, चलो कोई केडीबी नहीं है, दे हैव इनफ प्लेयर्स कि वो स्वेर नाइपान को स्टार्टिंग पोजीशन नहीं दे सकते, बट स्वेर नाइपान उनके नेटवर्क में रहेगा जिरोना में। एंड सो नाउ आई थिंक इट्स ऑलमोस्ट एसेंशियल टू हैव a multi-club model, man, to give all the talent enough breathing room to succeed. Why I don't like multi-club model, by the way, I think multi-club model in general ना एक ऐसा सिस्टम है जो रिच क्लब्स को फेवर करता है, नंबर वन, विच ऑटोमेटिकली पुट्स सम ऑफ द क्लब्स एट अ डिसएडवांटेज। ठीक है। नंबर टू, आई थिंक अगर सब के पास एक ही क्लब ओन करने की प्रिविलेज होगी, आई थिंक टैलेंट इक्वली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगा। अब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल सवीनियो उन्होंने लिया कहीं से, उसको पहले बेच दिया ट्रॉयस, सिटी ने खरीदा, फ्रांस में भेज दिया उसको। अभी जैसे आज जुमाबा है, ठीक है, दिस जुमाबा किड जो रियल वालादवीद से है, ठीक है, he is a talent which is spread somewhere else. Maybe from Real Valladolid he goes to Sevilla next season. Sevilla इस सीजन अच्छा नहीं करे, नेक्स्ट सीजन वो सेविया चले जाते, बिकॉज Valladolid टू सेविया विल बी अ स्टेप अप। फिर सेविया में वो और डेवलप करता है, सेविया को डेवलपमेंट के लिए कॉम्पनसेशन मिलता है। बट अब जुमाबा बिकम्स अ सॉर्ट ऑफ एक्सचेंज डील, कि हमने खुशनॉफ ले लिया है आरसी लॉन्च से, क्योंकि सिटी को खुशनॉफ पसंद है। बट अब लॉन्च बोलेगी हम क्या करें, तो सिटी बोलेगी कोई बात नहीं, हम एक और बंदा तुम्हें पकड़ा देते हैं, और जुमाबा चला गया अब आरसी लॉन्च। इससे ऑफ कोर्स लॉन्च को भी फायदा हुआ है, इससे ऑफ कोर्स सिटी को भी फायदा हुआ है। बट मेरे हिसाब से एक नेचुरल प्रोग्रेशन ऑफ टैलेंट जैसे, एंड अगेन आई डोंट हेट देम फॉर इट, दिस इज द रियलिटी ऑफ फुटबॉल। आपको मतलब चेल्सी एंड ब्लू को ही देखना है, बट आई फील it's very unfair. Maybe Arsenal buys, maybe Liverpool will buy, Liverpool बोर्डो खरीदने वाली थी, मे बी आर्सेनल कोई क्लब खरीद लेगी ब्राज़ील में या कुछ होगा, सब इवेंचुअली वही होगा, सब इवेंचुअली विल एंड अप बाइंग अ मल्टी क्लब मॉडल sort of situation. But I feel a club like Bournemouth will have affiliate system and multi club systems are different. Affiliate के साथ आपकी एक म्यूचुअली बेनिफिशियल एंड इक्वल फुटिंग पे पार्टनरशिप होती है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आर्सेनल हैव अ एफिलिएशन विद बोरहम वुड, लिवरपूल आल्सो हैव एन एफिलिएशन विद समबडी एल्स। तो मुझे वही लगता है कि अफिलिएशन इक्वल फुटिंग पे होती है, मतलब आप मना कर सकते हो। अभी मान लो जुमाबा बिकम्स अ टॉप प्लेयर आरसी लॉन्स के लिए, आरसी लॉन्स कहीं बेच देगी, आरसी लॉन्स को बहुत पैसे मिल जाएंगे, ठीक है, दैट्स ग्रेट फॉर आरसी लॉन्स इन दैट सेंस। बट अब मान लो जुमा बा को ये एक सिटी फुटबॉल ग्रुप वाले पे उस पर भेज देते हैं, या फिर मान लो स्वेर नाइपान को ही जिरोना में भेज देते हैं, जिरोना एंड सिटी समहाउ डू अ सॉर्ट ऑफ अ डील जहाँ पे दे गेट स्वेर नाइपान फॉर वेरी चीप, मच बिलो हिज ट्रांसफर वैल्यू। आई डोंट थिंक दैट्स फेयर, बट ठीक है, it sounds like I'm being salty about city, but it's not a city only thing. I think for me multi club model is an unfair thing on many clubs. आप एक पार्किंग स्पॉट बन जाते हो अगर आप एक छोटा क्लब हो, फॉर अ बिग क्लब टू पार्क देयर टैलेंट। इन प्रिंसिपल इट मेक सेंस, बिकॉज आपको बहुत अच्छा टैलेंट मिल रहा है। स्ट्रासबर्ग एंड चेल्सी का देख लो, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल स्ट्रासबर्ग आर गेटिंग फैंटास्टिक टैलेंट्स लाइक आंड्रे सैंटोस एंड ये। बट अब मान लो चेल्सी को सडनली एक इमरजेंसी पड़ जाती है जहाँ पे उनको मिडफील्डर चाहिए, तो एक ही सेकंड में आंड्रे सैंटोस चले जाएगा स्ट्रासबर्ग से चेल्सी। स्ट्रासबर्ग वाले फैंस क्या करेंगे, राइट? सो वही वाली बात है, वंस योर फुटबॉल क्लब हमारे लिए, देखो हमारा जो पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू होगा ना फुटबॉल के लिए, स्पेशली यूरोपियन फुटबॉल, वो बड़ा डिफरेंट रहेगा. बिकॉज फॉर अस वी सी देम एज एन एस्केप वन, वी सी देम एज इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स टू सेलिब्रेट बीइंग अ पार्ट ऑफ अ कम्युनिटी. ठीक है, बट वो सेलिब्रेशन इज मोस्टली टू डू विद सक्सेस एंड फेलियर्स. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल आज हम जब बाबा एंड लॉल्स कर रहे थे, ठीक है, um, उसमें एक बंदा ने चैट पे लिखा था, लाइक ऑफ कोर्स सब ने मजाक मजाक में लिखा, somebody wrote in chat, मुझे तो समझ नहीं आता कोई स्पर्स फैन क्यों बनता है. um, and fair enough, that question is not wrong because everyone wants to be a Barca fan or a Madrid fan or a United fan or a City fan or a Chelsea or an Arsenal or a Liverpool, somebody they can identify some successful and happy feelings with. But for a lot of people जो ऐसे नहीं हैं, जैसे कोई मान लो आरसी लॉन्स का ही फैन हो, फॉर हिम आरसी लॉन्स इज एवरीथिंग भाई. तो वो इमोशन हो जाता है, इट्स नॉट अ कमोडिटी टू बी टॉयड विद लाइक दैट. तो मुझे इसलिए लगता है कि मल्टी क्लब मॉडल मेक्स सेंस, इट्स द फ्यूचर ऑफ फुटबॉल, but it's going to take so much away from the beauty of the game, and it's going to only benefit certain clubs. um, it's almost going to be impossible. मतलब आप ये सोचो, अगर आर्सेनल खरीद लेती है लियोन को, लियोन इज बड़ी गंदी हालत में, लियोन, ठीक है, लियोन बड़ी गंदी हालत में है, आर्सेनल के मल्टी क्लब ग्रुप में आ जाती है, एंड लियोन ने जितनी भी इन्वेस्टमेंट करी है या स्काउटिंग में करी है, वो लियोन की मेहनत से whatever players they discover, because Lyon has a fantastic academy, वो आर्सेनल खरीदने लग जाती है. Benefit for Arsenal fans all around the world. What about Lyon? Lyon will get some talents from England to join Lyon. Lyon के कुछ अच्छे, but I don't know, man. I don't like seeing football like a business like that. Maybe I'm just an old school guy. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe trophies and success is the only thing that matters in football. But for me, football is so much deeper, man. Are Lyon sponsored by Emirates? Fly Emirates. Yeah, I think the shirt sponsors are there. Dakshbhai, do you think in the future Arsenal be state owned ho jayegi? I think it will come a time where singular owners will become rarer and rarer. या तो अगर सिंगुलर ओनर है तो स्टेट बैक्ड होगा इन सम एस्पेक्ट, जैसे अरामको एंड न्यू कासल एंड अबू धाबी ग्रुप एंड मैनचेस्टर सिटी. दीज आर दी ओनली काइंड्स ऑफ सोलो ओनर्स जो आपको दिखेंगे. या फिर आपको जैसे अभी मैन यूनाइटेड में है जॉइंट ओनर्स, वो ही दिखेंगे. जॉइंट ओनर्स आर नॉट न्यू. आर्सेनल इनफैक्ट हैड जॉइंट ओनर्स विद क्रोंकी, उस्मानोव एंड ऑल दोज अदर पीपल. वो धीरे धीरे क्रोंकीज ने उनके शेयर को कंसोलिडेट करके सिंगुलर मेजॉरिटी ओनर बन गए. बट आई थिंक फ्यूचर इन फुटबॉल में इतनी ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट की ज़रूरत होगी ना, कंसिडरिंग जिस तरह से मार्केट्स चल रही हैं, कंसिडरिंग जिस तरह से प्लेयर्स की वेजेस बढ़ रही हैं. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो अर्लिंग हालैंड का नया कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, for now a club can probably offer one sort of contract like that. Maybe in the future when more states get involved, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, Middle Easterns of course, but let's say rich Chinese owners मिल गए, किसी को कुछ भी हो गया, maybe eventually you can give 2 or 3 players your maximum contracts. And this is not an impossible thing to even think about. अगर आप NBA में देखोगे, बास्केटबॉल में, the salaries of the best players around 20 years ago is a mid cap salary these days. आजकल आप NBA का सुपर मैक्स देखोगे एंड आप 10-15 साल पहले NBA का सुपर मैक्स देखोगे, ज़मीन आसमान का फ़र्क है. आई रिमेंबर देयर वाज अ टाइम व्हेन एंथनी डेविस गॉट अ मैक्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम न्यू ऑर्लियंस पेलिकन्स, एंड उस टाइम मैं सोचता भाई 100 this million, भाई क्या बकवास, वाह. एंड नाउ इट्स नथिंग ब्रो. You see Steph's contract, you see Jokic का super contract. Jokic does not get super max. किसी और को super max मिला था, मैं भूल गया. Maybe Luka got a super max or something. Ankush says, always wondered what's worse, to break up or broken up with through the latter. For the first time was the one breaking up. Yeah, it's a tough one to see here, Ankush, because I don't think there's a right answer to this, because when somebody breaks up with you, आपको मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इट ब्लाइंड साइड्स यू, आपको मतलब एक धक्के की तरह लगता है ये क्या हो गया। मेरे को तो लगता था चीज़ें सही हैं, एंड व्हेन यू आर द वन ब्रेकिंग अप, फिर आपको लगता है यार, मतलब इट्स लाइक you try to hold on to the best memories and the best image of that person you're with, and you still have to, you know, do all these things. So none of these are easy, man. Can you please check out the largest tifo by Mohan Bagan? I will check it out. uh, Zero ball knowledge bhai, I will check it out. डिस्कॉर्ड पे पोस्ट कर दो यार, तब देख लेंगे डिस्कॉर्ड पे। ट्विटर में कहाँ घूमता फिरूंगा। हर्ष has joined the membership है। हर्ष, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर joining the membership. स्ट्रीम लाइक कर देना लोग, 230 people are still here यार। So like the stream if you haven't, subscribe if you're new, and join the Discord if you're a member यार। Join the Discord if you're a member। यार देखो यार जराक्सी भाई, सब कुछ सबको ड्रेन करता है, बट दिस इज अ प्लेटफॉर्म फॉर एवरीवन टू स्पीक अबाउट एनीथिंग। You want to talk about multi club models? I'll try my best. You want to talk about breaking up? I'll try my best. But अब सोचो ना, some people are waiting for chill streams so that they can just have a space between। मतलब मैं वही सोचता हूँ, like, you know, there was this time, maybe not earlier this year, maybe sometime last year, I was like, it's time to like retire chill streams, man. Like, let's just make it a football only channel. But then, you know, I did a few football streams, and everyone asked me the same question: Arsenal ko ye, will Arteta get sacked? Arsenal ko striker kaun sa lena chahiye? What do you think about Madrid signing Mbappe? Do you think Javi ko sack karna galat tha? It was the same questions, and I was like, कितनी बार मैं सुनूंगा? इफ आई एम समबडी हु वांट्स अ ब्रेक फ्रॉम ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स, कितनी बार मैं चीज़ें बोलूंगा, कितनी बार मैं सेम चीज़ें पढ़ूंगा? सो it's nice to just have a nice break. And of course, Zaraxi bhai, you don't have to hear and be for everything. Of course, I appreciate your support. But yeah, chill streams are just an open forum, man. Sometimes to just get away from the drama and everything of it, right? Mike, कितनी बार मैं चेल्सी को बोल दूंगा, हाँ 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 तुम हार गए, टॉप 4 में नहीं हो, हाँ आर्सेनल 0 UCL, हाँ दिस, हाँ दैट। So yeah, chill streams are nice sometimes. It sucks I had to take a call about the future guilt of break. I But trust me, man, it's so much worse being with somebody you don't want to be with, and it's twice as worse when they find out कि भाई you're actually not into it. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Cunha isn't a proper box finisher, but a good winger, versatile, which Arteta likes. Sesko is a lethal box finisher, unproven, not versatile. Solution according to you? या प्रद्युमन भाई, मेरे हिसाब से अगर मैं आर्सेनल की बात करूं स्पेसिफिकली, I think we have too many players, people who are versatile. Kai Havertz can play midfield, can play attacker, can play second striker. Trossard left wing, right wing, center, LCM सब खेल लेगा. Martinelli भी कुछ कर लेगा, साका भी कुछ कर लेगा. We need specialists now. ठीक है? Somebody who is the best in the world at something. मुझे अब वो हाफ बेक नहीं किए चाहिए, ना इधर का लौंडा ना उधर का लौंडा. Somebody who's not really a striker but not really a winger also. So he can't be your number one solution. Ultimately, the leaders of the game, the best in the world in any era of football, are the specialists. The generalists are there, they are important. When the specialists are having a tough day or whatever, the generalists can pitch in. But specialists, Musiala, the Wirtz, Vinicius, Salah, ठीक है, मतलब एंड सारे प्लेयर्स, आपका भी फेवरेट प्लेयर जो आपकी टीम में है वो भी, एग्जैक्टली वो भी, ठीक है, द स्पेशलिस्ट्स विल ऑलवेज मेक दीज थिंग्स वर्क. सो आई थिंक आर्सेनल को स्पेशलिस्ट चाहिए. After all this, I tune into United's game over the weekend and see my team being diabolically shit. Like I said, Ankush, even the escapes aren't like worth escaping into, and you keep searching. For some people, it's the gym. For some people, it's a complete clean break. Some people immerse themselves into work. You just have to find, यार अंकुश भाई, whatever you like. इस बार क्या लगता है कौन सी क्लब जीतेगी? I think it'll be one of the Italian clubs that wins it. It'll either be Liverpool or one of the Italian club who wins it. मुझे एक बड़ी स्नीकी, मतलब call it wishful thinking, आई हैव अ फीलिंग जितनी नेगेटिविटी आर्सेनल के अराउंड चल रही है ना दिस सीजन, आई हैव अ वेरी विशफुल थिंकिंग कि अगर हमने किसी तरह, जैसे लास्ट सीजन डॉर्टमुंड नहीं पहुंच गई थी फाइनल में, इफ वी समहाउ स्कैम आवर वे टू द फाइनल ना इन द चैंपियंस लीग, मजे आ जाएंगे. um, जैसे डॉर्टमुंड लास्ट सीजन थी, 2-3 साल पहले आई थिंक नापोली रीच द सेमीज और समथिंग. आई वांट टू डू दैट मैन. आई वांट वन सीजन वेयर वी जस्ट ब्लो बाय एक्सपेक्टेशंस एंड हम जीत जाएं चैंपियंस लीग, मजे आ जाएंगे. I got injured while working, so I had to take a break, but getting back slowly. Yeah, man, कुछ ना कुछ करना पड़ेगा. देख लूंगा दोस्त. टैग कर देना मुझे, अब देख लूंगा मैं स्ट्रीम कर, डोंट वरी. भाई आप इंसान तो बड़े सही हो, पर आप मेरे कमेंट्स नहीं ले रहे हो. सेस नीलाद्री ले लिया, नीलाद्री भाई. फिर लोग बोलेंगे इजी रूट था. आई टेल यू वन थिंग मोक्ष, एक चीज मैंने फुटबॉल में देख लिया ना, आप कुछ भी कर लो, आपका क्लब कुछ भी कर ले, लोग कभी खुश नहीं होने वाले. क्यों? बिकॉज फुटबॉल में ना, ईदर थ्रू मीडिया नैरेटिव्स और समथिंग ना, लोगों के एक्सट्रीम ओपिनियंस बड़ी जल्दी आ जाते हैं. ठीक है. एंड एक बार आपने एक्सट्रीम ओपिनियन दे दिया ना, तो उसको वापस लेना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. ठीक है. सो व्हाट रियली हैपेंस इज, अभी मान ले सब बोल रहे हैं आर्टेटा हैज टू विन अ ट्रॉफी भाई दिस सीजन, आर्टेटा हैज टू विन अ ट्रॉफी दिस सीजन. एंड मान ले हम लीग कप जीत जाते हैं, मान ले हमने न्यूकासल के अगेंस्ट कर लिया एंड हम लीग कप जीत गए. अरे एक ही लीग कप में खुश हो रहे, हट एक ही लीग कप ऐसे. फिर ना ट्रॉफी की ग्रेडिंग शुरू हो जाती है, ये लीग कप ही तो जीते हैं. ठीक है. और एक और चीज़ मैंने देखी है कि हमेशा एक क्लब का क्रिटिसिज्म, नॉट आर्सेनल, कुड बी यूनाइटेड, कुड बी बार्सा, कुड बी मड्रिड, कुड बी सिटी, कुड बी एनीबडी, जो उस क्लब में नहीं होता है ना, उसी को एक डंडे की तरह लेके पीटते रहते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आर्सेनल ट्रॉफी नहीं है, ट्रॉफी नहीं है, सैक करो. यूनाइटेड ट्रॉफी है बट प्ले स्टाइल नहीं है और रिक्रूटमेंट खराब है, सैक करो. ठीक है. एमरम अभी प्ले स्टाइल कर रहा है, रिजल्ट नहीं है, रिजल्ट आ जाएंगे, प्ले स्टाइल नहीं है. ठीक है. सिटी का हमेशा, फॉर यू it was very difficult for people to find something wrong with City because you guys had good recruitment, good result, good trophy and good play style. So नॉन कंट्रोलेबल फैक्टर्स पे फैंस नहीं है, कल्चर नहीं है, ये नहीं है, एम्प्टी हैड, हाँ जैसे नसीर भी लिख रहे हैं. सो एवरीथिंग, नो मैटर व्हाट यू अचीव, नो मैटर व्हाट योर क्लब डज, लिवरपूल प्रीमियर लीग जीत गई, कोविड कब था, कोविड कब था. सो इवन द ब्लडी प्रीमियर लीग इज नॉट इनफ है. लिवरपूल चैंपियंस लीग जीती स्पर्स का अगेंस्ट, इट वाज द वर्स्ट फाइनल इन द लीग, इट वाज वर्स्ट फाइनल इन द चैंपियंस लीग. एंड श्योर देयर कुड हैव बीन बेटर मैचअप्स, बट यू नाउ सडनली यू आर सेइंग तुम चैंपियंस लीग भी जीते इसलिए जीते क्योंकि तुम्हारे ओपोनेंट्स टट्टी थे. हाँ, वाह जी वाह, है ना. सो एवरी क्लब, लिटरली एवरी क्लब, यू कैन मेक समथिंग अप. फॉर सम इट्स सुपर ऑब्वियस कि ट्रॉफी नहीं है, प्ले स्टाइल नहीं है, रिक्रूटमेंट नहीं है, रिक्रूटमेंट बकवास है, ये है वो है. And for some clubs, you have to work a little extra hard. But at the end of it, you will always find a fault at something. So, कुछ भी कर सकते हो. And Lightning Fury is right. You can use this for teams. You can use this for players also. Oh, Declan Rice is the most overrated player. Saka is the worst player. Overrated winger है. Fordas, Sakars, कोल्ड पामर हैज फ्रोजन, मतलब ये सारी बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं यार. सो इट्स कंप्लीटली फाइन मैन. सिटी का तो सही बोलते हैं, पर टॉक्सिक कमेंट्स कमिंग इन 3-2-1 से कुछ. या ऑफ कोर्स पोल पामर. So yeah, it's isn't this why we all love football? Yeah, this is what the entire football discourse keeps alive, right? This is what it is. You can now very easily just say about any club, um, कि यूनाइटेड फैंस आर हिस्ट्री मर्चेंट्स, आर्सेनल फैंस आर डिलूडेड एंड क्राई बेबीज, चेल्सी का कुछ बोल दो, सिटी फैंस आर दिस प्लास्टिक हैं, मड्रिड फैंस आर ग्लोरी हंटर्स, बारसा फैंस आर दिस. किसी को कुछ भी कर सकते हो यार, तुम कुछ भी कर सकते हो. You can find any stick to beat anybody. This is football discourse for the better or worse. It makes it fun. It also makes it annoying. है ना. तो अब जो है सो है. लोगों को हेट देना है तो वो कुछ भी बना दे कर सकते हैं. Of course. What if City get Florian Wirtz to replace KDB? Then good for them, yeah. Good for them. But I think worst between zero UCL and bought UCL. Bought UCL taught is worse. या जब सिटी हार रही होती है किसी स्टेडियम पे, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट पॉपुलर चैंट्स बाय द ऑपोजिशन फैंस इज, you've bought it all, you've bought it all. uh, yeah, I think that's the chant. You've bought it all, you've bought it all, you've bought it all, you've bought it all, you've bought it all. Yeah, I understand kids using so-called banter jingoism. Sad part is even because King Eric Bhai, we've all grown up as kids using these same things, right? Chelsea, Man United, Manchester, Ars Anal. What do you think? ये सारी चीजें क्या हवा में बन के आती हैं? ये बचपन से चलती हैं दोस्त. ये बचपन से चलती हैं. And बचपन से चलते चलते some people just don't give it up. Like for example, there is absolutely no reason for me to be starting a chant called "What do you think of Tottenham?" Share. What do you think of Share Tottenham? Thank you. That's all right. It's a kids chant, but you know what? It's just grown and it just keeps happening. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Right? So, all these things, man. We as fans have to accept that the monetization of engagement in social media has turned the footballing community into cash grabbers who just want to infuriate you by any means, and nothing spreads like it. And that is the sort of transaction everyone makes. जब मैं स्ट्रीम कर रहा होता हूँ, बाबा स्ट्रीम कर रहे होते हैं, like for example, I think look at any club, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool. चलो इस सीजन लिवरपूल का कम है because they've lost less. Check out Mohawk's any video after a loss. Check out Baba's video after a loss. Check out my video after a loss. Um, Let's all laugh at is the most popular comment. One of the most popular comments in any video. Let's all laugh at. Huh, hollow, hollow, hollow. Chelsea's success is fucking hollow. All the money you took from that big Russian crook, but still couldn't win three in a row. Hollow, hollow, hollow. Yeah. ये सबको पता है, सबको पता है. Tottenham shit going every. मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, dude. There is absolutely no logical reason why that childish chant gets sung in every Arsenal game. Every Arsenal game I've been to has that chant. Either Tottenham shit wala, या फिर if you hate Tottenham stand up, if you hate Tottenham stand up. चाहे Arsenal pre-season में बाय लेवरकूजन को खेल रही हो. If you hate Tottenham stand up, if you hate Tottenham stand up, if you hate Tottenham stand up, if you hate Tottenham stand up. ये हमेशा चलता है. Yeah. Exactly what I'm saying. Off topic, but seriously, if Hoyland was black, he would be murdered by the fans and media. Yeah, I think football में ना our perception has been warped beyond repair. जैसे मैं देख रहा हूँ, for example, somebody was saying that Yuri Tielemans is finally realizing his potential at 27. 27 is a perfectly normal age to peak. The problem is with the Lamine Yamals and the Messis and the Ronaldos and the Fabregases and everyone. Everyone thinks you have to be a Ballon d'Or level player by 25. There's this guy, lovely fellow in our Discord, Shantanu. ठीक है, एक बार I remember हमारे Discord पे ना Mbappe पे बात हो रही थी. So as I think somebody said, or was it me only, who basically said कि like Mbappe को time लगेगा यार, let him adjust and stuff like that. वो कहता है he's already gonna be 26 or 27 mate, and you know अब adjust करने का time नहीं है, he's not 18 19. And मैं वही कह रहा हूँ like Hoyland is 21, Calafiori is 21, Zirkzee is 22, हैं, Meno is 19, Garnacho is 20. The problem is इन योर परस्यूट कि मैं भी अपने क्लब का लमीन यमाल शो ऑफ करूँ, मैं भी अपने क्लब का ये वाला शो ऑफ करूँ, सलीबा, मैं भी अपने क्लब का सलीबा बनाऊँ एक किसी को, मैं भी ये करूँ, मेरे क्लब में भी एक ऐसा सलीबा आ जाए, मेरे क्लब में भी एक मेनो आ जाए, एक बार ऐसा हो जाए. इन दिस परस्यूट ना वी स्टार्टेड किलिंग आवर प्लेयर्स मैन. आई हैव not seen so much criticism in my entire life of football. होली अब है शांतनु के साथ हुई तो थी बात, मेरे को याद है. एंड आई वाज that conversation made me realize that our perception of what is a good age for a peak ना has completely changed. A player, if he is not won anything by 24, he is washed. है ना? Um, Whereas in football, in the entirety of football, of course, modern times when that peak is slowly expanding and also coming earlier. But in football, 25, 26, 27, 28 is a very normal age to peak. Harry Kane is a very normal age. Bruno Fernandes, very normal age. A lot of people, when they compare Saka and Salah, they say कि Salah was never as good as Saka at this age. Of course, that's true. Because Saka at 22 something was in, I guess, Basel में था तब maybe. ठीक है ना? And so, yeah, नहीं था. But what Salah is doing is now crazy because he's doing it way into his 30s. But at 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, even 32-year-old Salah pulling off those numbers was great. In fact, it was normal. But the fact that now, if somebody has to be the next Salah, they have to be at 22, otherwise, they'll never be Salah. I am telling you, Saka is nowhere near Salah right now. But if Saka continues this development, Saka is 24 years old, okay? 23, sorry. Saka is 23 years old. If he can just replicate his form for the next 6, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, चल जाएगा. एंड वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम्स ऐसा क्या होता है कि जब लोग इतने यंग टैलेंट्स को इमर्ज करते हुए देखते हैं ना, वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट कैजुअलिटीज इन फुटबॉल discussions is the argument of longevity. For example, now for me personally, I've always loved Neymar, but I still think now Salah is better than Neymar. You can have your opinion, it's completely fine. I don't care. But what I don't agree with is the argument that Salah has more longevity over Neymar. I don't agree with it because Salah's best started coming in around I think 26, 25, 26 की age पे. Neymar's best started at 17, 18, 19. So he already had 6, 7 years above him. And I think वो 6 साल नेमार ने पहले काट लिए और साला बाद में काट रहा है. So I don't think that longevity argument really fits. KDB, yeah, I think KDB at Bremen नहीं sorry Wolfsburg at 22, 23 में था वो, तब वो जर्मन टीम ऑफ द ईयर में था, ये सब था, वो अलग ही बात है. um, that's old Daksh bhai, age squad ho raha hai. I know, that's crazy. I think our parameters of what is old now and what is not old, and therefore if somebody is old they are also washed, बहुत अलग बात हो जाती है. Modric, yeah, in a way again, Modric, there are going to be some outliers. There will be a Modric, there will be a Milner, there will be so many other players who have different longevity. हाँ, रफीनिया को देख लो यार. रफीनिया was at Sporting, he went to Leeds, then he went to Barca. अलग ही लेवल है यार वो तो. या तो मैं वही कह रहा हूँ. आई थिंक a lot of it matters in terms of how many number of minutes are you putting in at every age. I think Bruno puts in a lot of numbers. I think Saka puts in a lot of numbers. इसलिए Fabregas, who started basically playing professional football at the age of 16, he was pretty much done by 32, 33, 34. So yeah. Yes, 100%, 100%. वही लोग जो पेपैल कह रहे थे, नाउ अम्बापे बेस्ट प्लेयर इन द वर्ल्ड टाइप्स हो गया. यू आपने खुद ही शांतनु के उस पे करा तो था. आई रिमेंबर योर रिप्लाई ऑल्सो. पता नहीं मानिक भाई, होपफुली इस हफ्ते पता चल जाएगा. मैं एंटनी अगेन, हाउ ओल्ड इज एंटनी चैट? ही इज 24 years of age, man. Come on. एंटनी इज 24 years of age. ठीक है. अगर एंटनी, मैं कहता हूँ अगर एंटनी अगले 2 साल भी हग्गू बन जाए, हगता रहे अगले 2 साल, एंड फ्रॉम 26 टू अराउंड 33, 34 becomes a really good player, more than enough भाई. मैं कहता हूँ even if he starts performing really well at the age of 26 and he performs well till 33, top level पे, he can have an entire career trajectory similar to Aubameyang. Aubameyang tried at Milan, tried in other places. He started working well at 24 years of age at Dortmund, Arsenal, Barca, Chelsea, all those things. तो सबके अपने अपनी करियर ट्रेजेक्टरीज होती हैं भाई. सबकी अपनी अपनी ट्रेजेक्टरीज होती हैं. Anthony is an outlier. He will be crap forever. I'd say Messi CR7 ruined our perception, I guess, by scoring all those amazing goals and having such high tallies at the young age that people considered 40 GA poor, which is good for one season. वही मैं कह रहा हूँ. It's sort of broken because and I thought once Messi and Ronaldo they go to USA and Saudi, मेरे को लग रहा था फिक्स हो जाएगा. फिर आ गया साला हालैंड, और हालैंड ने पहले सीजन में आते ही रिकॉर्ड्स तोड़ दिए. um, so yeah, it's gonna take a long, long time until these numbers get better. But in general, अगर आप sports की trajectories देखो ना, it's not just contact sports or ball sports or athletic sports or a two-team sport or a multi-team sport. Sports across the board now have always only improved. Athletics में जो हैं उनके numbers improve हो रहे हैं, चाहे आपकी throwing वाले हो numbers improve हो रहे हैं, चाहे आप NBA में देखो और एथलेटिक हो गया है. द नंबर ऑफ थ्री पॉइंटर्स, देयर इज दिस वेरी गुड वीडियो ऑन हाउ there has been the rise of the three pointer in the NBA to the point they're considering a 4 point line. So, ना nobody's bashing your boy. I'm just saying कि मेरे को जब लग रहा था कि गोल स्कोरिंग नॉर्मलाइज हो जाएगी वापस, बिकॉज पीपल वर सेइंग कि लाइक इस बंदे के बैलेंड और सीजन में 40 थे, रोनाल्डीनियो कैसे जीत गया बैलेंड और सिर्फ इतने से ही जीए मार के. ऐसी चीज़ें नहीं होती. But the point is, at some level, goal scoring has to be normalized, but it's still going to take a long, 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 long time. Let's be real, the day the first Indian player plays for a big club, many Indian football fan may not support the club, but will feel bad when the player doesn't win. Same is going to happen for Uzbek people. Oh yeah, you don't even have to imagine this. All you have to do is look at Spurs and Son. देखो, when, and I'm not saying Son is the first Korean player to ever make it to the Premier League, but the impact that Son has had on Spurs, Son Germany में भी खेला है, but Spurs में when he actually came to life and he became the captain of his national team, and ये सारी चीजें हुई, the impact on Korean fans and football was phenomenal, यार, phenomenal. Neymar could be the next big thing. He was the next big thing, but always under the shadow of those two IMO and Ballon d'Or winners since Messi CR7 left Europe. I think Neymar will have some regrets over his career, but I think a lot of people also exaggerate कितना sad end रहा है उसके career का. I think वो football में सही reason से घुसा, which is he loves playing football. I think वो अपनी country का icon बन गया, and I think उसकी life में एक ही regret होगा कि उसको World Cup नहीं मिला. But जैसे मेसी के World Cup win ने दिखाया, it's never too late. आपको याद है मेसी कितनी बार retire कर चुका था अपने आप को from the Argentinian team because of course, the pressure and all of those things. And I'm sure Neymar probably wants to play one more World Cup. And maybe he will get to also. You never really know. वो देखना पड़ेगा. He's going back to Brazil now to play. But if you look at Neymar's life, मैं तो football career छोड़ दूँ. He started football because he loved football. He ended up being an icon for his country to the point that the greatest Brazilian ever, Pele, said that this guy is going to be better than me. So he leaves a legacy. He did what he loved. And on his way out of the door from top level football, he earned a fuckload of money. Not only in Saudi, he earned a fuckload of money in Paris, earned a lot of money in Barcelona. He has achieved everything. His family is set, he is set. He did what he loved, and there is still a small window for him to achieve the ultimate dream, which is to win that World Cup. तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, बहुत सारी चीज़ें वो कुछ भी कर सकता है. लोग ऑफ कोर्स बोलेंगे ही अल्टीमेटली अंडर अचीव्ड इन हिज करियर. ठीक है यार, I think he's had a better career than 99% of footballers that have ever existed. Some of them will have a World Cup, some of them will have two World Cups and multiple domestic trophies and a Champions League and maybe two Champions League and maybe a goal scoring record. But 99.9% of footballers who have ever touched a football will have a worse career than Neymar. Instead of Lamine, Pedri, and Kubarsi, each club should have players like Vasquez, Nacho, Maguire, and Ceballos. In what context do you mean, Karthik bhai? टॉप 7 और 10, अब देखो वो तो सबकी लिस्ट चेंज होती रहती हैं यार, बहुत बहुत लिस्ट चेंज होती है, बिकॉज इवन इफ यूर इन द टॉप 0.1% ऑफ फुटबॉलर्स, There are probably lakhs of footballers. Has to continuously play football and maintain his fitness in order to play World Cup 26. My best wishes for Ne. Yeah, I would want him to retire with the World Cup. He has been, when he moved from Santos to Barca, na, he was my favorite man. Like, he was the next Ronaldinho for me यार. बहुत मजा आता था. वैसे ये सब छोड़ो. Did you? Yeah, I tried DeepSeek यार अंकुश. I tried DeepSeek. I haven't tried it in depth यार, but अच्छा लगा. Neymar's 29 years left. They left Europe. If he had the dedication in him, he could have still achieved his goals and trophies. Career died the day he went to PSG. नहीं यार, I think, yeah, no, there is an element of him applying himself, but I think he's been very unlucky with injuries also, man. His body just broke down. That's the sad part of it. But कोई बात नहीं. नेमार की एक्चुअल इंजरी क्या है? मैंने सुना था कि उसकी नी परमानेंटली डैमेज, उसका नी स्ट्रेच हो जाता है कभी, या मेरे को एग्जैक्टली नहीं पता. डूड, आई एम सॉरी, कांट आंसर दैट. द टाइम माई फेवरेट वॉज ऑस्कर. आई नो 7-1 वाला. तुम मेरे को भी याद है. ऑस्कर ने भी बहुत बढ़िया करियर बना दिया यार. ही इज एन आइकॉन इन चाइना. It's crazy. I think Aguero is quite underrated. Broke all PL scoring records when he was there. बहुत है यार, बहुत है. बहुत लोगों को अपना एक्चुअल ड्यू नहीं मिला है फॉर वन रीजन और द अदर. Problem, people wanted him to become something other than, when he couldn't, people were frustrated. Trust me, man. Ask anybody who's a hardcore Argentina fan, okay? Ask them the narrative around Messi before he won the World Cup. Messi was called a failure not by the fans only, by Argentinians. I think Maradona at one point also said, was it Maradona or was it Batistuta? Somebody said that he will never be Argentina's greatest, no matter what he achieves with Barcelona. Same coding question as both GPT as well as DeepSeek. The latter impressed me a little bit more. Ankush bhai, I have found that for coding problems, na, Claude 3.5 Sonnet is the best. The best. The best. उसका UI थोड़ा गपचप है यार. But that's different thing. I still think on the market, Claude 3.5 is the best AI. It is, उसके use cases बहुत अच्छे हैं. उसका reasoning model बहुत unique है. Perplexity is built on Sonnet भाई. परप्लेक्सिटी अगर कोई यूज़ करता है ना, परप्लेक्सिटी की आंसरिंग, परप्लेक्सिटी की प्रो सर्च, इवन दो यू कैन चेंज द मॉडल टू जीपीटी एंड लामा एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ, मिस्ट्रल विस्ट्रल जो भी आपको डालना है, आई थिंक एट इट्स कोर परप्लेक्सिटी इज बिल्ट ऑन क्लॉड. इट्स जस्ट दैट R1 को इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए कुछ बहुत ही कम पैसे चाहिए. लाइक इमेजिन, ठीक है, मान लो आपने एक घर बनाया, उस घर में इतनी बढ़िया लाइटिंग है, साउंड सिस्टम है, ये सब है, वो सब है, ठीक है, बट आपकी बिजली का बिल आ जाता है 1 लाख रुपए. अब मान लो कि किसी ने कनेक्शंस एंड इक्विपमेंट एंड ट्रेनिंग, मतलब कंस्ट्रक्शन इस तरीके से किया है दैट सिमिलर आपको आउटपुट मिल रहा है, बट अब आपकी बिजली का बिल आ जाता है 10,000 रुपए. दैट इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ डीप सीक, दैट ना क्वालिटी में कॉम्प्रोमाइज है इन टर्म्स ऑफ द एजेंट. रीजनिंग मॉडल्स आर ऑल्सो वेरी वेरी गुड, एंड पैसे भी API के बहुत कम लगते हैं. ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन डेटा ट्रेनिंग. इफ ये सब उधर ही है, रेस्ट इज ऑन. ओ नो, ऑफ कोर्स. मैंने अगेन वही गौरव भाई, आई हैवंट रेड डीप सीक का वाइट पेपर. वाइट पेपर में दे वेरी वेल एक्सप्लेन्ड अपेरेंटली कि मॉडल ट्रेनिंग कैसी थी, उनका डेटा सेट कैसे था, हाउ डिड दे अचीव दिस लो API cost efficiency and all that stuff. So I have to read that white paper first and understand and try and understand. फिर देखते हैं समझ आएगा कैसे होगा या नहीं. But it gives a lot for Silicon Valley to work on, man. कि now OpenAI will think कि हम same cost implementations कैसे करें. Because think about it, right now if you can get GPT O1 और GPT O3 level आपको results मिलने लग जाते हैं for free. DeepSeek right now is free. अगर आपको चैट GPT यूज़ करना है विदाउट लिमिट्स या बहुत ज़्यादा लिमिट्स के साथ, आपको महीने के $20 देने पड़ेंगे. परप्लेक्सिटी another $20, क्लॉड another $15. So if you have to use a model, you have to pay 15-20 bucks. If you can get the same thing for free, which I think right now is just a sort of जैसे जियो ने किया था when they had to break into the market. I think eventually DeepSeek will also go behind a paid model here, but server costs वगैरह इतने बढ़ जाएंगे. But for now, they are eating that loss. One of the things which will be very interesting to see, by the way, for DeepSeek, क्योंकि DeepSeek का founder just met Xi Jinping. अब देखना पड़ेगा कि स्टेट बैकिंग कितनी होती है, because state has unlimited funding, especially when it comes to China, because China की foreign policy, technology policy is a very reminiscent policy of what Soviet used to be in terms of respect. If China can become the leader of AI through DeepSeek, they will pour unlimited money on it. Unlimited money. वही सही कह रहे हो रुचि, मेरे को वही लग रहा है. Eventually, if the state gets involved, open source तो रहेगा. That is his biggest selling point. You can take that model. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आप अभी डीप सीक पे जाओ, अपेरेंटली यू कैन नॉट आस्क अबाउट द टियानामेन स्क्वायर इंसिडेंट, यू कैन नॉट आस्क अबाउट द रेवोल्यूशन, यू कांट आस्क अबाउट चाइकान शेक, यू कांट अबाउट ताइवान. ये सब मतलब उस पर गार्ड रेल्स लगी हुई हैं बिकॉज दैट्स डीप सीक. बट आप डीप सीक को यूज़ करके, क्योंकि वो ओपन सोर्स है, आप डीप सीक को यूज़ करके वो गार्ड रेल्स हटा सकते हो. यू कैन मेक योर ओन मॉडल ऑन टॉप ऑफ डीप सीक. इनफैक्ट अगर आप डीप सीक के हगिंग फेस पे जाओगे, you see so many distilled models. Distilled models, as far as I've understood, are the usage or their own creations of other models or a replication of other models. So अब वही देखते हैं यार क्या होता है. भाई ये कौन सी भाषा में बात हो रही है, यही वाली बात है यार. भैया आपका नॉलेज तो अपरंपार है इस पर. माय गॉड, आपकी हिंदी और भी अपरंपार है. जियो गैसर नेक्स्ट कब यार? ऑनेस्टली बताऊं यार दोस्त, आर्सेनल के मैचेस इतने ज़्यादा आ रहे हैं ना, मे बी इंटरनेशनल ब्रेक इन मार्च में यार हम जियो गैसर कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज एवरी 3 days देयर इज अ गेम एंड देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आई हैव टू डू. बट मार्च में तो मैं यूएस में भी हूँगा. देखते हैं दोस्त, आई कांट रियली प्रॉमिस राइट नाउ. भाई CR7 को जीतने दो वर्ल्ड कप इस बार, नेमार को 2030 जीतने दो. नहीं, मुझे नहीं लगता नेमार इसके बाद खेलेगा. दिस इज लास्ट चांस. सो इज CR7. Do you remember the hype of Pavon? Oh yeah, I remember Pavon. बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स थे ऐसे जिनकी बहुत ज़्यादा हाइप थी. दे जस्ट स्लोली डिसेंडेड इनटू द बैकग्राउंड. पावॉन, एवर्टन सेबुलिना, चुकोवेत्जे की अभी भी थोड़ी बहुत हाइप तो है. एक बहुत पहले होता था योहान गोरकुफ. योहान गोरकुफ की बड़ी हाइप होती थी. फ्रेडी आडू. इंजीनियर हो क्या भाई तुम? हाँ मतलब मेरा अंडरग्रेड तो इंजीनियरिंग का ही है, और बस मास्टर्स में मैंने टेक्नोलॉजी एस्पेक्ट ऑफ पॉलिटिकल साइंस पे फोकस किया. दक्ष भाई इन्फॉर्मेशन स्क्रॉल करते हैं और लोग फालतू की रील. नहीं मतलब मैं भी इन चीज़ों से इम्यून नहीं हूँ दोस्त. मेरा सोशल मीडिया पे टाइम बहुत है, बट आई ट्राई टू कंज्यूम अ लॉट एज मच एज पॉसिबल. आई ट्राई टू रीड एज मच एज पॉसिबल. ऐसी चीज़ों में टाइम निकल जाता है. यू कमिंग टू द US इन मार्च? व्हाई एम आई फाइंडिंग आउट अबाउट दिस जस्ट नाउ? यार अभी कल मेरी वीज़ा अपॉइंटमेंट है अंकुश भाई. I'll probably be in Illinois though, Chicago, in March. And if all works out, then maybe in April May I will be in Virginia, Arlington conferences. फुटबॉल बिंगो खेल लो भाई. आई सॉ यश एंड ऑल. फुटबॉल बिंगो एंड में खेल लेंगे अगर मन करेंगे, जब मेरे पास हो जाएगा कि मेरे पास बात करने के लिए कुछ नहीं है, चैट भी डेड हो गई है, सेम ही चीज़ें पूछे जा रहे हैं, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं चल रहा है, तब हम फुटबॉल बिंगो खेल लेंगे लोगों को रखने के लिए. Daksh bhaiya, I have taken science in 12th but have zero interest in engineering. I want to switch to law. Is it a good decision? Depends, man. How much do you like law? Because if you like law because you don't like engineering, that's a completely different thing from you just like law. कुछ लोग को मैं जानता हूँ जिन्होंने इंजीनियरिंग छोड़ी थी बिकॉज उनको इंजीनियरिंग पसंद नहीं थी. और क्योंकि उनको इंजीनियरिंग पसंद नहीं थी, उनको हिस्ट्री पसंद थी, उनको साइकोलॉजी भी पसंद थी, उनको पॉलिटिकल साइंस भी पसंद थी, उनको लॉ भी पसंद था. तो the question for you should be, do you hate engineering or do you like law? If you hate engineering, then I don't think it's a good decision. If you like law, then it's a good decision. Because if you can hate engineering, and you will have your reasons for hating engineering, मुझे समझ नहीं आता है, बाकी लोग ऐसे हैं, मेरा इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, मेरा एप्टीट्यूड नहीं है, ऐसे सिचुएशंस तो लॉ में भी आएंगी. तो देन विल स्टार्ट हेटिंग लॉ ऑल्सो. So yeah, that's the question you have to answer. डीवू भाई आ गए कोयर के फ्रेंड्स लेने, मुझे कॉलेज से निकाल दिया था. सही है भाई. कैसा है दिव्यांश? दिव्यांश मुझे एक बार बता यार, तेरे ट्वीट्स क्या हो रहे हैं? किसी को दिया है तूने ब्लू टिक से पैसे कमाने के लिए, या तू ही खुद कर रहा है? और अगर कर रहा है तो क्यों कर रहा है? बट यार आई लव दिव्यांश मैन. You know, one of my things when I collab with Baba, I go on Mohak channel. I bring Mohak to my channel. Manas Nidhi के साथ भी चलता रहता है. My only things is there was this time, I think कुछ महीने पहले की बात है, where Divyansh tried to get me on his channel and somehow it just did not work out. कि मैं कभी उसके चैनल पे आ ही नहीं पाया. Sometimes he was busy, sometimes I was busy. और फिर होते 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 चैंपियंस लीग के गेम्स ही खत्म हो गए. होते 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 आर्सेनल एलिमिनेट ही हो गई. आई लाइक अरे भैंस क्या. बट या मैन, I love Devyansh though. Fantastic fellow. Sack हो गया क्या Devyansh? Is using credit card good? If you can pay it, sure man. Virginia is a 9-hour drive. We can def catch up if you're available. I don't want to be forcing myself. Let me get that visa, Ankush bhai. Once I get that visa, I'll be there in the US. आप वो छोड़ो यार. Wherever you are, I'll be there. You want to move to Dallas? I'll be in Dallas with you, Ankush bhai. Don't worry. We'll chill. I would love to host. अरे कर भाई कर. मैंने इतनी बार स्ट्रीम पे बोला है. This guy, in fact, I tweeted this also, and I tweeted this for like nothing else. But this was I was just watching Divyansh. One day I was playing FIFA, and I put Divyansh ki watch along मेरे side पे, and I tweeted this. I said Divyansh is the most. एक second. Arsenal expected to use footage of Bruno Fernandes overturned red card. अच्छा ठीक है. Appeal कर रहे हैं हम basically red card. I said Divyansh is the most effortlessly funny, unintentionally funny बंदा Divyansh. अब वो बहुत ही rare talent है. Like for example, you can just literally see. I think Divyansh is unintentionally funny. I think Yash is unintentionally funny. Muktesh bhi unintentionally funny. And I think Manas is also hilarious. Everyone else we have to put a little bit of effort to be funny. I think Divyansh के अंदर तो natural talent है. Daksh bhai, how often do you pick up research papers to read? Is it a habit that you should build as an MSCS aspirant? Look, man, it's if you're into it, then yeah, man, do it. But don't do it expecting something will happen, because a lot of research papers you're gonna read are absolutely gonna be a waste of time. If I read maybe five, let's say when I was reading for my PhD, I used to read 8, 10 papers sometimes a day, and 7 of them were crap. I take maybe one part of one paper as useful. तो आपके ऊपर ही है यार. फुल मक्खन लगा जा रहा है guys. मैं तो सबके मक्खन लगाता हूँ. You know why? Because being nice is free. Being nice is free. Manas is finesse wala funny, not a street wala funny like everyone can relate, but with Divyansh people can relate. I think one of the funniest moments was somebody said something to Divyansh and he just started playing his intro. And it caught me off guard because I was like, किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया दिव्यांश को या मड्रिड को, अब वो क्या बोलेगा? And I was waiting to see दिव्यांश क्या बोलेगा, and वो उसका इंट्रो शुरू हो जाता है. Dun, 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 dun. So yeah, you guys are killing it. Watched 5, 6 episodes of it. I like it, man. I think it's the best thing I've been a part of, because we don't take ourselves seriously, we don't take each other seriously. It's funny to see people take it seriously. तो बस ये सारी चीज़ें होती हैं यार. Exactly. Was I nervous? I was excited more than nervous, दोस्त. एक्साइटमेंट ज़्यादा थी भाई। पीएचडी के लिए रिसर्च पेपर पढ़ना ही पड़ेगा, बट या मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर जस्ट वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम्स। या बाबा के थंबनेल देख के ही दिमाग उड़ जाता है हर बार नया कुछ। या ही इज, या मुझे नहीं पता इफ ही इज द वन मेकिंग इट और इफ कुछ को दे दिया उन्होंने, बट जिसने भी बनाया भाई बढ़िया बनाया। यार देखो यार, मुझे आंटी मत बनाओ, पड़ोस की आंटी की इसमें क्या डिस्प्यूट है उसमें क्या डिस्प्यूट है। आई सीन यू गाइज आस्क मोहक ऑल्सो, मोहक इज लाइक कुछ नहीं है, या फिर वो बोल देता है बाबा से पूछो। आई हैव सीन यू गाइज आस्क बाबा ऑल्सो, वो बोलते कुछ नहीं है या मोहक से पूछो। आई विल टेल यू वन थिंग मैन, अगर किसी को शेयर करना होता ना हो जाता शेयर, ठीक है। लोग पता नहीं क्या क्या गेस वेस मारते रहते हैं, इसने ऐसे कर दिया उसने वैसे कर दिया, बंटवारे में ये प्रॉब्लम हो गई है, चैनल का ऐसा हो गया, पता नहीं क्या लोग लिखते रहते हैं। इट्स हिलेरियस। जिसकी बातें हैं बताने की वो बताएंगे, नहीं बताना होगा तो नहीं बताएंगे। इट्स ओके। एंड आई प्रॉमिस यू, मैं आपको अभी लिख के गारंटी देता हूँ कि 2 साल बाद आपकी जिंदगी में घंटा फर्क पड़ेगा, चाहे आपको पता चले या नहीं पता चले। ठीक है ना? ट्रस्ट मी, इट हैज मेड zero difference to your life today. It will make zero difference to your life in the future. Really enjoyed today's Baban's LOLs. You four are awesome. Recently, I'm going through a very depressing moment in my life. Just lighten up my mood. Thanks, dude. Thanks, dude. Daksh bhai, have you taken any gap year in a I think if you can explain it with a very rational reason, then I don't think it affects yaar. I know people who say that I took a gap year and I traveled the world, and that's fine for some admits also. I took a gap year when I was trying to do my UPSC. I missed out on prelims by like 3 marks or something, and yeah. So I said when I was giving my PhD interviews, they were like 1 year, kya kiya? Told them I was sitting for government exams, but it didn't work out, and that's fine. I want to gain more specialization and attempt again. तो बस वही वाली बात है. हाँ, पुश्तैनी ज़मीन. If Baba and Mohak were younger in like college and all ना, तब हम ये एक रूमर फैला सकते थे कि दोनों को एक ही लड़की से प्यार है. So one of those things. बट अब क्या ही करें. गुड नाइट प्रभाकरन, गुड नाइट. स्क्रीन में इतने सारे ट्रॉफीज की फोटो लगाई हुई है, सील की भी लगा ही लो सजताची. इस साल लगाएंगे ना, इस साल जीतने के बाद, इस साल जीतने के बाद लगा देंगे हम. थैंक्स फॉर सब्सक्राइबिंग विनायक यार, कैसा हो? मेरा गेट पेपर है 15 को, जो जॉब ने अलग परेशान कर रखा है. वे टू गो यार, यही बात होती है. मेरे को हमेशा से लगता था स्कूल में जब मैं बोर्ड्स के लिए पढ़ता था, बोर्ड्स की पढ़ाई यार, हट भैंस कहाँ जाऊँ मैं. कॉलेज में ये सेमेस्टर की पढ़ाई, हट भैंस कहाँ जाऊँ मैं. पीएचडी का लिखता है, हट भैंस कहाँ जाऊँ मैं. I every successful stage of life I've moved on from. Sometimes I wish I could go back to those boards eras, undergrad era, masters era, PhD era. I wish I was at the start of my PhD. यही तो है जिंदगी दोस्त. These are the best moments of your life. It's stressful, but trust me, man, these are the most alive you will feel. I'm gonna take a Harvard online course of 40K. If anybody's paying me that much, I can tell first-hand information of everything happened between Mohak and Baba. कार, आई एम सो श्योर दैट कोर्स कहीं पे फ्री में भी मिल जाएगा यार. इट्स क्रेजी. Bhava and Lols is the Desi version of the week up roundup session of DR Sports involving Bobby Abbey. Acha, Robbie Abbey, Flex Met. Oh yeah, I've seen that show. I've seen that show. I think the original intent for Baba and Lols was to base it on the Big Six without the serious football talks. Like if you see our Baba and Lols topics, it's about our clubs, of course, but especially when our clubs are not doing good. So we spend 30-40 minutes on that. But it's also about the clubs that lose. जब कोई क्लब जीतता है तब हम नहीं करते. Like, here is the thing. जब हमने स्टार्ट किया था बाबा एंड लॉल्स, a lot of comments were like, सिटी पे कब बात होगी. जैसे तब तो सिटी नहीं जीत रही थी, सॉरी, मे भी जीत रही थी. सिटी पे कब बात होगी, बारसा पे कब बात होगी, रियल मैड्रिड पे। एंड मे बी यार समटाइम्स यू कैन बी लाइक वाओ बारसा कितना अच्छा खेल रहे हैं, वाओ मैड्रिड कितना अच्छा खेल रहे हैं, मबाप्पे क्या कर रहे हैं। बट ज़्यादा मज़ा तब आता है जब आप उस क्लब का मजाक उड़ाते हैं जब वो हारते हैं, बिकॉज तब कोई नहीं पूछता कि इसकी बात कब होगी, उसकी बात कब होगी। बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली इवन राइट नाउ इफ 250 पीपल आर हियर, अगर हम एक फुटबॉल स्ट्रीम कर रहे होते ना, आई प्रॉमिस यू 99.9% ऑफ यू आर ट्यूनिंग इन कि मेरी क्लब की चाटो, मेरी क्लब की चाटो जोर जोर से। And that's the reality of it, man. When Barca plays well, and I upload a video on Barca, um, there's a lot of views, not only because Barca ka fan base is big and stuff, but because people want to hear their club being praised in different ways. Everyone's there. Lamine Yamal, what a talent. Rafinha, what a talent. Flick, what a coach. ये सारी चीजें सब सुनना चाहते हैं. So it's सबको अपनी चटवानी है. That's the reality of it. And so at Baba and Lols, when your club loses and we bring it up ना, तब मजा आता है. Because nobody likes to hear the club being laughed at. है ना, स्पेशली जब चार बड़े क्रिएटर्स हैं. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल आज हम चेल्सी पे हंस रहे थे, ठीक है, और लिटरली हम मैंने चेल्सी पे लिटरली 2 मिनट लगे और किसी का चैट में आ गया, वाई इज दिस दक्ष लाफिंग, इनको तो जीतना कुछ भी नहीं है. मजे आते हैं पढ़ के यार, बिकॉज दैट्स व्हेन यू नो यू हिट इट मैन, यू हिट देम. इट्स फाइन. ठीक है, उस दिन रैंडमली जब हम बात कर रहे थे, जब हम यूनाइटेड से हार गए थे और किसी ने बोला आर्सेनल की एमकेसी, it was spontaneous. You knew you've hit somebody and so like तेरे क्लब के भी एमकेसी, तेरे क्लब की बीकेसी ऑल्सो. ऐसे चलता रहता है भाई. Israel is here भाई. Israel, long time. How are you? Hi brother, how are you? Long time. Happy seeing you. Some personal problems so couldn't be active. First of all, I hope your family is fine now, brother. But it's been so long since we've spoken. Yeah, so long since we've spoken. Pay me 80K and I will give you that info with a bit for masala as well. ये सही धंधा खोल दिया तुम लोगों ने भाई. मस्त है भाई, मस्त. दक्ष भाई, बाबा एंड लोल सुपर चैट का कट देते हैं क्या बाबा? नहीं नहीं नहीं. But that's fine. Like, at least to me, it doesn't really matter. You gain in other ways, man, um, through all that collaboration. But करते हैं हम, थोड़ा यूनियनाइज करेंगे. मैं मानस निधि, हमें भी चाहिए अपना हिस्सा भाई. दिस ये अंग्रेज़ों की गुलामी नहीं चलेगी. 3 गुना लगान नहीं चलेगा. um, ऐसा भी होता है. पे मी 100 कैन आई टेल यू. अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा. राहुल, थैंक्स फॉर द कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन ब्रदर. थैंक्स यार दिव्यांश. यार क्या कर रहा है तू रात को इतना? ये मत बोल चाय पी रहा हूँ, और ये मत बोल कि बता नहीं सकता स्ट्रीम पे, क्योंकि फिर वो समझ जाएंगे सब. बट व्हाट आर यू डूइंग अप सो लेट? तो इतनी रात को लेट से होता है क्या? मैं तो बिस्तर में भाई 11 बजे घुस जाता हूँ. आई नो दिव्यांश इन द चैट दोस्तों. मुट्ठी हम पढ़ा था. चाहे बाबा क्या ऑब्सेशन है मुट्ठी से तुम लोगों को. The idea is somebody is hitting it, man, listening to my stream. तभी बोल रहे हैं your stream is so soothing. ASMR स्टार्ट कर लेता हूँ मैं. अरे फक, मैंने च्युइंगम क्यों लाई है? तुम लोगों को सुनाई देगा. नींद ही नहीं आती. तुम लोग सुबह उठते कब हो? दिव्यांश एंड मुटमार जूनियर. बाय द वे, तुम लोगों ने मुक्तेश की वीडियो देखी है? आई रियली एंजॉयड इट मैन. दाढ़ी जो हो रखी है उसमें क्या होता है? देसी के साथ विदेशी अंदाज रखते हैं भाई दक्ष. एक नई दुनिया में अपनी पहचान बनाना है इनको. इनका लक्ष्य, उपलब्धि में भी साधारण रहना है उनका उपलक्ष्य. और बाप रे, fuck man, you like to work late at night. I respect that. I respect that. Oh. The good thing, one of the best things that has happened to me ना since I moved to Ireland, इस फुटबॉल की वजह से मेरी स्लीप शेड्यूल की कभी भी कुछ नहीं खराब होता है. यहाँ पे फुटबॉल इज डन लेटेस्ट बाय 10 PM एंड इट्स सो नाइस. यार यहाँ पे तो अभी 8 बजे हैं रात के. ठीक है, सो मैं स्ट्रीम करूँगा मान लो अभी आधा पौना घंटा और, एंड देन आई विल बी डन फिनिश्ड. एंड आई विल बी हैविंग अ नाइस डिनर. अपना फ़ोन एंड स्क्रीन ऑफ हो जाएगा 1 घंटे बाद, और फिर आराम से सोएंगे 10:30 बजे, उठेंगे 6:30 बजे, जाएंगे अपनी अपॉइंटमेंट के लिए, डॉक्यूमेंट सबमिट करेंगे, ऑल दैट स्टफ. फैंटास्टिक. बट या लाइक फुटबॉल इज डन बाय 10 p.m. यार. चैंपियंस लीग का 8 बजे शुरू होता है, 10 बजे खत्म होता है. फैंटास्टिक. आर्सेनल के तो वैसे भी मैचेस डे लाइट में होते हैं. हाँ, एंड प्रीमियर लीग मैचेस आर लाइक, यहाँ पे अर्ली किक ऑफ एक्चुअली मीन्स अर्ली किक ऑफ, कि 12:30 बजे किक ऑफ है या 12 बजे किक ऑफ है. ठीक है, मतलब अर्ली किक ऑफ इज एक्चुअली आप उठे, आपने यू डन योर चोर्स एंड यू फ्रेशनड योर सेल्फ अप, यू ईट अ मेड ब्रेकफास्ट, जिम से ब्रेकफास्ट बनाया या कॉफ़ी पीने गए, आप घर आए वापस 11 साढ़े 11 बजे, मैच शुरू होने वाला है भाई, लाइनअप आ गया है. दैट इज़ एक्चुअली. एंड अगर आप स्टेडियम जा रहे होते हो 12:30 के मैच के लिए, तो आपको 10 बजे निकलना पड़ता है. मतलब या 10 o'clock यू हैव टू लीव, सो दैट यू लीव रीच बाई 11ish. एंड 10 o'clock निकलने के लिए यू हैव टू वेक अप एट लाइक 7:30 8 इफ़ यू हैव अदर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज एज वेल, है ना. तो मस्त है यार, मस्त है, एब्सोल्युटली फैंटास्टिक यार. भाई रात को 2 बजे टीम को हारते देखने सो पेनफुल. आई नो व्हेन आई वाज इन इंडिया भी ना, और मैचेस रात को होते थे, मेरे से तो नहीं हो रहा था भाई. जीके आस्क्स, आपने एमिरेट्स में क्या खाया है, कुछ अच्छा मिलता है उधर या फिर सिर्फ 5 स्टार कोर्सेज मिलते हैं? देयर इज एवरीथिंग यार, देयर इज बर्गर्स, देयर इज फ्राइज, देयर इज हॉट डॉग्स, देयर सैंडविचेस मिलते हैं, बियर मिलती है. And if you want, and if you get the hospitality package, you also get the 5 star course meals also. Steaks and other main course like a 3 course meal आपको अच्छे से मिल जाएगा. Yeah. The only thing in England is that, so they have this very innovative policy. So according to British law, you cannot take an alcoholic beverage within some distance of a football pitch, to basically discourage कि लोग stands में दारू वारू ना पिए. ठीक है, ये यूके मतलब स्पेशली इंग्लैंड में तो होता है, एंड प्रीमियर लीग में तो डेफिनेटली होता है. तो लोग, उन्होंने क्या किया हुआ है, दे हैव पुट द स्टेडियम का बाहर वाला एरिया दैट डिस्टेंस अवे फ्रॉम द पिच, एंड पर्दे लगा देते हैं, सो दैट टेक्निकली यू हैव गॉन बियॉन्ड द लॉ. आप पिच के सामने नहीं हो और आप पिच से एक निर्धारित दूरी पे ही दारू पी रहे हो. हाँ, बुंडेस लीगा में नहीं होता, आयरलैंड में भी नहीं होता. आयरलैंड में भी ड्रिंक बियर इन द स्टैंड्स, तो बहुत ही मज़े आते हैं. सो या मतलब we buy the alcohol outside the stadium. We put it in the jackets, we put it in the hoodies, and फिर अंदर जाते ही मस्त, ओ हो. It's a vibe man. Irish football is also a vibe. Good morning Spyver दोस्त, कैसे हो? La Liga, no idea. Haven't seen people actually drink in La Liga stadiums. ढंकी कर दी, दारू बदनाम कर दी यार. एक्चुअली ना क्या प्रॉब्लम, पीपल हैव अ वेरी हुलिगनिश बिहेवियर in England once they're drunk. And I know this because I've seen Irish people also drunk. There was this match which I went to, जहाँ पे away fans, so away fans का stand अलग है. This guy super drunk, jumped over the stands, मतलब pitch पे आ गया, ran across the pitch, came in front of the home stand, pulled his pants down and peed. तो and he was drunk, मतलब drunk, and and so आयरिश फुटबॉल आप इमेजिन कर लो इज लाइक लीग 2 फुटबॉल, मतलब प्रीमियर लीग, चैंपियनशिप, लीग 1, लीग 2. इट्स लीग 2 लेवल, लीग 1 लेवल फुटबॉल. एंड आप घुसते हो गलियों में, हमारे स्टेडियम की एंट्री गली से है. ठीक है, तो मैं जब स्टेडियम जाता हूँ, अभी सीज़न शुरू होने वाला है वापस, तो गली मतलब 2 घरों के बीच में से आप घुसते हो, एंट्री होती है. एंड जब आप सीट पे जा रहे होते हो, बेसिकली जस्ट वॉकिंग जस्ट बाय द पिच. ठीक है, रेफरीज को बहुत गाली पड़ती है, ठीक है? तो कभी-कभी अगर रेफरी ने आपके टीम के अगेंस्ट ऑफसाइड दे दिया, क्योंकि वीआर नहीं होता आयरिश फुटबॉल में, ठीक है? सो वीआर नहीं होता, सो अगर रेफरी ने ऑफसाइड दे दिया, ही इज़ रॉबिंग यू ब्लाइंड रेफ, रेफ ही थिंक्स यू आर अ प्रिक मेट, ही थिंक्स ही इज़ गोना फूल यू मैन। हैं? कभी किसी को गलत येलो कार्ड दे दिया, ओह टेक योर शर्ट ऑफ रेफ, रेफ टेक योर शर्ट ऑफ एंड शो अस द किट, कम ऑन रेफ। तो बहुत बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं यार आयरिश फुटबॉल में। Oh, you blind ref! Here, take my glasses on. Come on, ref. 2 बजे एक बार मैच था और it's too early to be drunk, man. Come on, look at ya. Look at the state of yours. It's not a yellow card by any way. बहुत मजे आते हैं यार. It's phenomenal, man. Absolutely phenomenal to be in these matches. Thanks, Asad bhai. Thank you so much. Pushkar Mihatra. Bhai, it was hilarious to be there, man. I've been to ISL matches and now the atmosphere looks completely different, man. It's completely different. I used to go, I think, in the early editions of ISL when Zambrotta was the coach for Delhi Dynamos. And the good thing for me was that I did not go as a supporter, I went as a reporter. So, benefit of going in as a reporter, you don't have to stand in queues, your entry is separate. Number two, you get the best seats in Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. Absolutely best seats in Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. Um, and yeah, stadium खाली सा रहता था for some games. But जब Delhi versus Northeast United होता था, it was used to be fantastic because there's so much northeastern population ना in Delhi कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट के आसपास मतलब बेसिकली एनी एफ सी नॉर्थ ईस्ट यूनाइटेड एफ सी एंड दिल्ली डायनामोस का जब मैच होता था दैट टाइम स्टेडियम वाज फुल एंड देयर वर सो मेनी टाइम्स there were so many times when the northeastern fans used to absolutely dominate the Delhi fans. Delhi versus Goa was also a very good game, I remember. You attended the Juve versus Arsenal preseason at the Emirates. This wasn't this year because I was there for the preseason games, and this season we had two preseason games. We had Monaco and we had Leverkusen, and I went for both of them. Lakshmi, have you learnt Irish team chants living there? Oh yeah, yeah. So there is one team I love in Irish football. Its name's Bohemians. Bohs, BOHS कहते हैं उनको. Bohemians. It's a culture club. It's a fan owned club. जैसे आप जर्मन फुटबॉल में 50+1 मॉडल देखते हो, यहाँ पे भी सेम है. बट इन फैक्ट इट्स नॉट अ 50+1, इट्स अ 100% ओन मॉडल. यू कैन बी अ मेंबर ऑफ इट, यू गेट टू वोट एंड उन्हीं वोट्स के साथ एक प्रेसिडेंट चूज होता है, जस्ट लाइक रियल मैड्रिड बारसा. आप इलेक्शंस करते हो, ये चीज़ें होती हैं, वो चीज़ें होती हैं. या सो आई लाइक बोस. इट्स अ ब्यूटिफुल कल्चर क्लब. It's got a very distinct identity. It's got phenomenal kits, amazing kits it's gotten. अच्छे कॉजेज को सपोर्ट करता है, बहुत प्रोग्रेसिव क्लब है. फुटबॉल भी ठीक ठाक खेल लेता है. एवन फर्गसन बाय द वे is a Bohemians Academy lad. So he's in the Premier League. There's a lot of players जो बोहीमियन से गए हुए हैं इंग्लिश फुटबॉल में, बेल्जियन फुटबॉल में, बहुत सारे. So yeah, it's a really, really good club. So there is this chant which is based on this song. So Zinchenko का अगर किसी को गाना पता है ना, always believing वाला. So there's a Zinchenko chant which basically goes, always believe in Zinchenko, oh, always believe in you. So the same thing we go for, like always believe in, we are boss, always believe in your soul. So yeah, I love that chant, man. It's like every time the goal is scored, na, everyone breaks into that chant. Go boy. बहुत बढ़िया क्लब है, फैंटास्टिक क्लब. How many pounds for one seat in the Emirates? Depends. I think the cheapest you can get for a decent game, like a category A or category B game, starts from £42 and can go up to £325. Zinchenko chant is siren. Oh yeah. अच्छा, you were right. Typing in the emoji. I get it. मेरे साथ भी होता है. Hi, you know Kerala Blasters, bhai. Their fans are crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw. Who was it? Did Baba go for Kerala Blasters or did Muktesh go for Kerala Blasters? Fiago went for Kerala Blasters for sure. प्राइम काका और प्राइम ग्रीलिश. मैंने आपने सवाल गलत पूछा है. प्राइम काका और करंट ग्रीलिश इज द क्वेश्चन एंड देन यू से करंट काका. व्हाट आर द रिक्वायरमेंट्स टू गो एंड स्टडी इन डबलिन? या वो तो यूनिवर्सिटी एंड कोर्स पे डिपेंड करता है दोस्त. मैं कहाँ से हूँ इंडिया में? मैं बॉर्न इन दिल्ली, रेस्ड इन गुड़गांव दोस्त. फियागो का तो था यार. फियागो वाज रीसेंट. आई थिंक वन ऑफ आवर बॉयज आल्सो वेंट. आई थिंक मुक्तेश वेंट टू केबीएफसी. Emirates or Etihad? I've only been to two stadiums in England, Wembley and Emirates. 4,000 का टिकट हुआ फिर. यस. दक्ष भाई, who's Arsenal signing apart from नाइपान? पहले नाइपान आने तो दो दोस्त. मुझे लगता है कि हम ना किसी को लोन पे व्लाहोविच टाइप्स को एंड में साइन करेंगे. बट इट्स नॉट डन मैन. आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग कि हम सिटी वाले गेम तक किसी को साइन करके खिला सकते हैं बिकॉज हैवर्ट्स की तो मतलब चूरा चूरा हो गया भाई. आई वॉच्ड अ यूरो एंड वर्ल्ड क्लब गेम लाइक. नहीं नहीं. वन गुड थिंग विल बी दैट अगर मुझे अपना वीज़ा मिल जाता ना यूएस का, देन मे बी जब यूएस में वर्ल्ड कप होगा देन आई विल प्रॉब्ली गो फॉर दैट. हु नोस. आई रियली 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 really 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 want to go for a game with a fantastic atmosphere, like either German football or maybe even like some other football. Like for example, there's this game that I really want to go. There's this is it Swiss team? Yeah, Swedish team hai. Jugarden, what's his name? Jugarden IF football. Yeah, I think it's in the Swiss Allsvenskan. सो जू गार्डन की मैंने स्टेडियम देखा था. बहुत अच्छा स्टेडियम है. सो आई वांट टू गो टू जू गार्डन गेम, मे बी अ पार्टिजान और अ बेलग्रेड गेम, रेड स्टार के गेम पे जाना है. साउथ अमेरिका पहुंचना मुश्किल है यार दोस्त. दैट्स द ओनली प्रॉब्लम. इन यूरोप ना, इफ यू कैन मैनेज वन ऑफ दोज गेम्स ना, ये फैंटास्टिक. सर कभी तो आओ डॉइचलैंड में. सो आई माई द प्लान इज टू गेट माई यूएस वीज़ा and then apply to the Belgian embassy for a Schengen. Get to a conference once. Then there's another conference I want to attend in Poland. So I think if I apply for a Schengen visa for a second time within 6 months, they should give me a longer visa, and then I should come to Deutschland. प्रॉब्लम रैंडो डार्बी डा इटालिया एंड ऑल दीज बिग डार्बीज में प्रॉब्लम ये होती है, सीट्स नहीं मिलती हैं. जैसे बोहेमियंस की राइवलरी सबसे ज़्यादा है शैमरॉक रोवर्स के साथ. ठीक है, दे हेट ईच अदर. डबलिन में 5 या 6 क्लब्स हैं. There is Bohemians, there's St. Patrick's Athletic, there is Shamrock, there's one more and there's UCD. ठीक है, मतलब मेरी यूनिवर्सिटी की एक्चुअली एक प्रोफेशनल फुटबॉल टीम है जो आयरिश लीग में खेलती थी. आई थिंक लास्ट सीजन रेलेगेट हो गई थी. सो डबलिन डार्बीज में कभी भी एक भी डबलिन डार्बी की आपको कभी भी टिकट्स नहीं मिलती है. दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. गो फॉर लीजिया एंड पोलैंड, देयर अल्ट्राज आर क्रेजी. यार मेरे को स्टैब वैब नहीं होना है यार, उतना भी नहीं चाहिए मुझे. आई लुक लाइक बोहेमिया. वाओ, अमेजिंग. एमिरेट्स इज कर्स्ड. आई विश वी वर स्टिल एट हाईवरी. नहीं यार, फिर ना वो स्टैमफोर्ड ब्रिज वाली हालत हो जाती. तुम्हें पता है, इतनी ज़्यादा इमोशनल अटैचमेंट हो जाती है कि तुम कभी प्रोग्रेस कर ही नहीं पाओगे. हाईबरी से एमिरेट्स पे आना ऑफ कोर्स पेनफुल रहा है, बहुत सालों तक पेनफुल रहा है. बट जितना हम पैसा कमाते हैं ना, वो कभी नहीं कमा पाते. वी हैव ओवरटेकन टेम्परेरीली एटलीस्ट लिवरपूल को. इंग्लैंड में थर्ड हाईएस्ट रेवेन्यू बन गया हमारा आफ्टर यूनाइटेड एंड सिटी. Problem with Indian passport, always in line for visa and immigration. Yeah. Just went to a game in Bundesliga 2. Crazy atmosphere as a जिनके कौन सी टीम के साथ गए, कौन सी टीम देखने गए थे? That's amazing यार. New Everton Stadium is ready. Yeah, it's ready. I think I think they're gonna have that game against Liverpool at Goodison, and I think after that they will move. हाँ, बोहिमिया की मिमिक्री करके दिखाओ. नहीं नहीं, वो मोहक ही करता है. जब मोहक बोलता है ना बोहिमिया, मुझसे नहीं होता है सब. अगेन, हाँ, बोका वर्सेस रिवर जाओ, बस फिर आप आओगे या आपकी खबर पता नहीं. सही बात है यार, मैं तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं हो सकता. चैट स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो. आई नो इट्स लेट इन द नाइट बट यू कैन प्रेस दैट बटन. यू कैन लाइक दैट स्ट्रीम. भाई लगता है तुम मुझे इग्नोर कर रहे हो. कौन? राहुल को? नहीं नहीं राहुल भाई. फ्यूर्थ वर्सेस काइजर लॉटन. नाइस. Daksh bhai, ASMR channel when? ASMR channel when somebody super chats me 10k. Then करेंगे. Last game at Goodison will surely be an Everton win. You hope so, man. Visa for us must be difficult. After Trump, I got rejected 2 times. What is the if somebody's applied for a US visa? What is the waiting time you need for a consular appointment? Shreyas, what am I doing? Nothing. I'm doing my PhD in Dublin. Do I play any instruments? My call it my curse or call it my blessing, man. I have been both equally good at instruments and equally bored of instruments. The first instrument I ever played in my life was the keyboard. Um, then I moved to drums for a few years and I loved playing the drums. I loved the drums. And I gave up the drums because I was like, fuck man. Because I listened to so much of Led Zeppelin and this and that and then hard rock and then metal. And I had this very मेरे को मतलब बहुत चुल थी कि मैं ना डबल बेस बजाऊं. बट मेरे टीचर बोलते थे नहीं, तुम ये 16 बीट बजाओ, तुम ये 8 बीट बजाओ, तुम ये 32 बीट बजाओ. अरे क्या है ये सेम चीज. सिम्बल्स करो, हाई हैट करो, स्नेयर करो, रोल करो, फिर से करो. टीच मी समथिंग न्यू. उस टाइम पे उस टाइम पे इतनी ऑनलाइन लर्निंग रिसोर्सेज भी नहीं थी. मतलब यूट्यूब वॉज इन दैट फ्लैश्ड आउट दैट यू कैन जस्ट गो ऑन एंड लर्न. अब it's so easy if somebody picks up music also. So you have to rely on teachers. I used to learn drums 3 months के लिए every year because घर पे हमारा ड्रम सेट नहीं था एंड स्कूल में म्यूजिक टीचर्स ड्रम्स को उतना बजाने नहीं देते थे. सो आई ओनली गॉट 3 months in a year to learn drums and I learned them in Jaipur. This place used to be called Surganga in Jaipur. I don't know if anyone's been there, if anyone's heard it. I don't know if it's even open anymore. But in Jaipur, I used to learn drums, but it never progressed too much. So I gave it up. And in class ninth, I picked up the guitar um, in some other academy in Jaipur, and I loved it. The best thing about the guitar was I could ask my parents to buy me a guitar, and they bought me a guitar. Um, बाबा के सर पे बताता था क्या? नहीं, बाबा के सर पे नहीं बजाता था मैं. So I picked up the guitar and my parents bought me the guitar. I still remember my first guitar was a red and black Gibson. Not, yeah. अच्छा, मेरा इंस्टा हैंडल प्राइवेट है, तो आप उसमें कुछ चले जब जाओगे कुछ नहीं मिलेगा आपको. अगर आपको फुटबॉल वाला चाहिए तो फुटबॉल विद दक्ष है, बट मैं उसको यूज़ नहीं करता हूँ. अदरवाइज इट्स ग्लोबल वॉफल्स. सो I picked up the guitar. It was a red and black Gibson. Wow, acoustic guitar था. Then, um, then for my birthday, my dad bought me an 8,000 rupees Ibanez का guitar, acoustic again. ठीक है. इलेक्ट्रिक बहुत बाद में आया मेरी लाइफ में, बहुत बाद में आया. सो हाँ, प्राइवेट में भी किसी की रिक्वेस्ट एक्सेप्ट नहीं करता मैं. ठीक है. उसके बाद तो आइबेनेस का वो गिटार दोस्तों मैं बता नहीं सकता तुम लोगों को. Obsessively, I used to play that guitar. Obsessively. Because it sounded so much nicer and better than that Gibson guitar. It was nice and big and मजे आते थे. Then I bought my first electric guitar. Oh my fucking god. It was, let me see if I have it. यार कौन सा था? Fuck, what was its name, man? Ah, ये रहा. Yes. It was an Ibanez RG320 PG3. This was my first electric guitar. Oh my god, दोस्तों, इस गिटार को मैंने बजा बजा के बजा बजा के बजा बजा के बजा बजा के इसकी स्ट्रिंग्स तोड़ दी थी, आउट ऑफ ट्यून चले जाता था. सो दिस वाज अ गिटार. इसका स्पेशल फीचर था ये ट्रेमोलो. सो इफ यू लाइक प्ले समथिंग यू could go like you could completely deorient the tone of the guitar, whatever note you're playing and stuff like that. And it went both ways, so you could tighten the strings and you can loosen the strings. And मैंने इतना ज़्यादा उसको ट्रेमोलो को यूज़ किया था. um, वो स्ट्रिंग्स हमेशा ख़राब हो जाती थी. फिर मेरे डैड ने मुझे यूएस से स्ट्रिंग्स ला के दी थी. इंडियन स्ट्रिंग्स, ट्रस्ट मी, एब्सोल्युटली क्रैप. जब भी मेरे डैड यूएस जाते थे फिर ये था. मैंने इस गिटार से लाइव परफॉर्मेंसेस भी करी हुई हैं. मैंने बहुत चीज़ें करी हुई हैं. एंड देन let's see if I can find it. Then I loved playing that guitar so much. My dad bought me the most beautiful guitar I have ever seen, I have ever played, and it was my dream guitar. It was a Les Paul. And अगर कोई गिटार बजाता है, they know what a Les Paul is. It wasn't a Gibson Les Paul because that would have been the dream. It was an Epiphany Les Paul or an Epiphone, whatever you want to call it. Let me share it with you. It's called Epiphany Les Paul Black Beauty. That was uska naam. Right. This was it. Oh my god, yaar. I still have it. Beautiful guitar, black and golden accents. I had the choice. I think ये वाला भी color था. This is like the classic Les Paul color. But I wanted the Black Beauty, man. It was such a sexy guitar. Wait, you can't see it, can you? Wait. बहनचोद इसको क्यों नहीं शेयर कर रहा मैं? Share this tab instead. This is how it looked. Oh, guitar of dreams. Guitar of dreams. Oh man, I can never, ever, ever, ever get over how sexy this guitar was. Look at this, chat. All metal golden cream. Black Beauty, Daksh is not racist. Fantastic, दोस्तों. Why global waffles? ऐसे ही यार. There are two random words which came to my head. That's it. That looks like a guitar used in movies. शॉन डाइच ने सबको परेशान कर रखा था, स्पेशली आर्सेनल लास्ट सीजन. लिवरपूल 3-0 आफ्टर दैट गेम. लिवरपूल वाज आफ्टर आउट ऑफ द टाइटल रेस. अब तो शॉन डाइच है भी नहीं यार. Yeah, golden black. Yeah, it was beautiful. I've been wanting to get back to an instrument, you know. Of course I can't get back into drums. Thinking of getting back into guitar. What the problem is, yaar, chat, like it's one of those things, you know, like you wake up and you're like, काश मैं वापस गिटार बजा पाता. But I know वो शौक का शौक ही रह जाएगा. That guitar will just be there without using. And yeah, It's just one of those. Good night, Karthik bhai. Good night. So yeah, all good here, Vijit. How are you? Vijit CK. I used to have a senior who was Vineet CK. कभी कभी मुझे लगता है कि क्या what happens if somebody from my past part of my life just shows up in chat. My roommate has showed up in my chat. My girlfriend showed up in my chat. My parents have showed up in my chat. What if somebody from my past, whether it's my undergrad or my masters, shows up in my chat and be like, "Yeah, band क्या हालचाल दक्ष भैया कुछ हिस्ट्री रिलेटेड सवाल हो जाए भाई हो जाए ever tried a harmonium with guzzles or something my dad tried really hard to get me into tabla because cute my dad's compromise was that क्योंकि हम drums नहीं ले सकते तू तबला कर ले essentially it's the same thing in principle he's right um, but yeah ukulele again it's a nice instrument man but I feel it's so limited bro गुड नाइट गौरव गुड नाइट गुड नाइट जाने से पहले प्लीज सब लाइक कर देना यार अगर जो भी सोने जा रहा हैव यू प्लेड FM या ऑफ कोर्स Daksh bhai, is 100 euros stipend enough for a student in a city like Budapest? 100 euros per week? Ooh, I don't know. Never lived in Budapest. But no, if you're, especially if you have rent also, man, how can you do even 100 a week, bro? सारा तो रेंट में ही चले जाएगा even if you're like triple sharing and stuff. Tabla is goated. Yeah. नहीं यार, I could never get into tabla. Never. My dad is, I think instrument वाली चीज़ ना मेरे को मेरे dad से है. So, my dad plays the drums. He's played it for I think now 14 years now. 14 साल से मेरे डैड ड्रम्स बजा रहे हैं. ही इज़ अ डॉक्टर बट ही प्लेज द ड्रम्स. वो शोज़ भी करते हैं अब. सो ही डज live shows. He's a drummer. My dad can play the saxophone also. He's been playing for a few years now. मेरे डैड ने बीच में ढोलक भी उठाया था. थोड़ा सा आई थिंक उन्होंने वो भी बजाया था. एंड या गिटारिस्ट ड्रमर दक्ष मेरा वही है ब्रो आई गेट बोर्ड वेरी इजीली इन इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स मैन but that was my fault especially with the guitar. I think I was so obsessed with doing all the complex stuff now if I almost like never gave time to the proper simplistic beautiful things of a guitar. So especially when it comes to like rock music now there is so much you can do in rock. It's not just the rhythm guitar or just the chords and stuff or not even the solos but there are so many things finger picking, double tapping, tremolos, wah pedals, flanges, phasers एंड मेरे को वही करना था. मेरे पास डिस्टॉर्शन पेडल था, मेरे पास एक अच्छा एम्प था, मेरे पास एक अच्छा गिटार था. एंड ऑल आई वांटेड टू डू was get that exact sound in a song and play the fuck out of that song. Best guitar solos recommend कर दो यार. अब again it's all up to you man. What kind of solos do you like? Do you like the proper shredding? There is obviously um, no one better than Yngwie Malmsteen and Michelangelo Betio. If you like fast solos, then Through Fire and the Flames. If you like beautiful solos, Guns N' Roses, Pink Floyd, all of those things. तो ये सारी चीज़ें कर सकते हैं आप. Like for example, one of my most favorite solos is in a metal song. ठीक है? This band called Children of Bodom, BODOM. उनका गिटार लीड गिटारिस्ट की डेथ हो गई. They have this song called Six Pounder. Beautiful solo though. Amazing. The vibe they pick up is fantastic. Yeah, Foo Fighters, Nirvana, whatever you want to say. Recently कोई concert attend किया है? नहीं. I've just recently the last concert I attended was a techno EDM sort of thing last year. And I almost went to a boiler room जिसमें आई थिंक फ्रेड अगेन जा रहा था, बट आई डेंट गो. I remember Slash's guitar solo for Godfather. Yeah, 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 yeah. I was obsessed with playing that, man. Oh, Ankush, by everyone had it. Everyone had that Slash guitar solo. दक्ष भैया जे ये 12 घंटे में, बट गंदा प्रेप पूरा वैसे हो गया है, अब डैमेज कंट्रोल करना होगा. ब्रदर इट्स गॉन नाउ. तो ट्रेन प्लेटफॉर्म से निकल गई, आपने तो अभी तक चड्डी भी नहीं पहनी है. अब भगवान का नाम लो, प्रे करो. आपने जितनी प्रेप करी है उतने में से क्वेश्चन है, और बाकी आपके आसपास is somebody is terrible at hiding their answers and they know what they're writing. Itachi says, "Do you remember my name?" I remember your profile picture, Itachi bhai. I don't remember your name. I'm so sorry. ये देखो ये I think I should have known. It's 2 a.m. in the night and लोगों को हो जाता है. My father's a Chennai player. He's done Europe tour last year. Fantastic, Rahul bhai. That's insane. That's really really good. Fantastic. Amazing. भाई मुझे सीखना है. क्या सीखूं? टाइम है. सोचो यार, आपको ये सवाल आपके दिमाग में खुद आने चाहिए. मतलब इसका जवाब खुद आना चाहिए. मैं बोल दूं आपको पॉटरी सीखनी चाहिए. इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल वे टू क्रिएट स्टफ बाय द वे, बाय हैंड. जस्ट मड, वाटर एंड योर हैंड्स. बट आपको पॉटरी में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है तो क्या ही कर लूंगा मैं. आपकी मर्जी है दोस्त. गुड नाइट भाई. गुड नाइट प्रणत. तक्ष भाई, एवर स्मोक्ड? या फॉर अ वेरी वेरी शॉर्ट टाइम. Foo Fighters was insane too. One of those songs. What if I say I'm not like the others? I can't sing. There are very few things I feel I can't do in my life. Singing is one of them. I can't sing and I dance horribly. They are the only two things I feel I'm horrible at. Irredeemable. भगवान ने लिटरली दुनिया में जिंदगी में सब कुछ दिया है एक्सेप्ट बॉडी कोऑर्डिनेशन एंड अ गुड वॉइस. दैट्स इट. I mean, I feel my voice is good. It's not singing worthy voice, dude. I can't sing. आपको देख के लगता है I can't dance, man. I did Shamak Davar also. I won the nice trophy also. But I can't dance, man. इसी बात पे गाना गा दो. Didn't want to have the time but wanted to learn playing the flute so bad. Just picked up one day and have been playing it since the found. अरे fantastic. ऐसे ही चलता है सर्वज्ञ. ऐसे ही चलता है. Since it's 2 a.m., you can give a try to singing here. I think जितने देखो 182 people are here, okay? Is 182 में I'm gonna say like around 60 people are awake and engaging. 120 people are asleep. If I start singing na, like have you ever had it कि like environmental sound ना starts seeping into your dream? Like आप कुछ ड्रीम कर रहे होगे, आपका अलार्म बज जाएगा, वो अलार्म will start fitting into your dream somehow. कि वो आवाज that construct, like I remember there was a time when I was sleeping in my old place. There was construction happening outside. Um, so it used to keep on that drilling wali sound kept on being like a white noise sort of situation. So the drilling sound happened and वो drilling sound मेरे dream में आ गई. And so I don't want people who are sleeping right now to have a horrible voice fitting into their dream. 60 are awake. I'm telling you, man, people use my streams to sleep. Have you heard System of a Down and Daughtry? Why have I heard Daughtry? I think I probably just heard one song of Daughtry and I forgot its name also. System of a Down, though, of course. System of a Down, Corn, and all that stuff. You trained for salsa and hip hop for 7 years? Oh man. Oh man, oh man. The only thing I loved about dance was that during school I could watch my crush dance. What a sight it was, man. Amazing. I would never forget looking for bahanas to escape class and just looking at my crush. Just watching her dance. मैं थर्ड फ्लोर पे, वो ऑडिटोरियम या एम्फी थिएटर पे. हेवन भाई. दैट वाज डन. दैट वाज माय स्कूल डे मेड. It's 11 and heaven for Jamie Vardy. Batman wala cover nahi, I don't remember that. Everyone's heard Chop Suey. There's a couple of other System of a Down songs I remember. फिर कुछ आगे बात बनी. We did eventually date, but for a very short time. It was a never ending thing between us. But we did eventually date for a very short time. How are you doing? I'm a United fan. Don't like Arsenal fan, but you are something else. You are so much positive. Life is meant to be positive, man. Arsenal existed before I lived, and it will exist before after I die also, man. Life is like that. Oh yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Cause I dun, 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 dun. Dancing underneath the skies of lust. Yeah, feel the rain. Oh man. Cause without your love, my life ain't nothing but a carnival of rust. Oh, क्या याद दिला दिया आपने यार. Good night, Manat. Good night. Doku to Barca thought. Why would Barca need Doku? मैं सबकी क्रश के साथ चालता करता था, सब चिढ़ जाते थे, पिट भी चुका था उसकी वजह से. आई डांस विद स्कूल फाउंडर्स डॉटर, शी वाज अ फॉरेनर, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट डेज ऑफ माय लाइफ वाज इन फोर्थ. मनन भाई, फैंटास्टिक मैन, फैंटास्टिक. आई थिंक डांसिंग इज अ चीट कोड to get familiar, like to be ahead of the queue when it comes to girls. Dancing is a cheat code. Singing is even a bigger cheat code, but you need to know what to sing. Okay? Like I remember during my school days, if you were a singer, you're most likely into classical music, man, and that's fine. That's great. But I think these days, if you're singing, I don't think you can sing. I mean, maybe you can sing classical songs and still get somebody, but now you need to know the right songs, man. You need to be an entertainer. Ha, Poets of the Fall. Yes. How's nightlife in Dublin? I am not much of a nightlife person, man. I'm more of a stay inside and chill kind of person. I like my own space. क्या बात है. चलो भाई, सोने जा रहा हूँ, मत बताओ. ठीक है भाई तेजस भाई, नहीं बताएंगा. क्या बताना था, आपने पूछा ही क्या. फेवरेट यूट्यूबर फ्रॉम पाक. Don't watch many Pakistani YouTubers here. Wase Habib, of course. Junaid Akram, sometimes I watch. My mom watches a lot of Pakistani YouTubers, especially the ones who do like daily vlogs and stuff. Is there a library in Dublin that gives Harry Potter vibes? Um, yeah. ट्रिनिटी की लाइब्रेरी, ट्रिनिटी कॉलेज की बहुत सुंदर लाइब्रेरी, बहुत सुंदर लाइब्रेरी है. How about poetry? It's one of the things that has never appealed to me. In my life, there are two things that my mind cannot wrap its head around. Like I cannot wrap my mind around it. One is poetry, and I've tried all sorts of poetry, all sorts of poetry. ठीक है? But I've never had genuine appreciation for poetry, and it bugs me because so many people see the beauty in poetry. I never seem to catch it. I never seem to understand the hidden meaning. I never seem to understand the flow. It bugs me. And the second thing is art. Some of the art, at least. I don't understand some of the art until it's like plain obvious face value art. मेरे को नहीं अच्छा लगता, समझ आता. Poetry is one of the. एक second, what was that book's name? I forget, yeah. Who is that chat? Famous guy who writes beautiful poetry. What a description from me. Beautiful guy who, like, yeah, famous guy who writes beautiful poetry. What a description from me. I think he has an Islamic name. पता नहीं यार. I forget his name. Arteta. In Pakistan, we hate daily vloggers. They are cringe. No, no, not that kind of daily vloggers. Like my mom likes those chill daily vloggers जो villages में रहते हैं. They talk about their day, what they're doing, क्या खाना बना रहे हैं and stuff like that. Just general about their lives. Nothing fantastic or dramatic or ज़्यादा active. God man, क्या नाम था? मैंने खुशी को भी तो दी थी उसकी book यार. What's the name? Fuck hell. Thapar has a beautiful library. हाँ क्या? Advice you'd give to somebody going through their first breakup. It's not going to be your first. It's not going to be your last. So it sucks, man. This is going to be the one that hurts the most. But you'll be fine. Ghalib, nahi, not Ghalib. Raigir, nahi. Rumi. Was it Rumi? Not Ghalib. Khalil Gibran. Khalil Gibran. Right, right, right. Khalil Gibran. Darvish bhi, हाँ. Mirza Ghalib nahi. Manto bhi nahi. But yeah, Khalil Gibran. I tried Khalil Gibran. Take Omar Marmoush. I tried Khalil Gibran. It's nice to read, but just never saw the beauty in it. And and I feel it's such a sometimes I feel ki I'm missing out on such a big part of this life, yeah, where the beauty of poetry is never hitting me. It just never hits me. Village vlogs, yeah, something like that, yeah. My crush is an LSE fan and I'm an Arsenal fan. Damn. It's good, bro. Karo, karo, karo. Acha, tell me one thing, guys. If you had to date somebody, would you date somebody from your direct rivals? Like, when I say direct rivals, I mean like your biggest rivals. So, for example, Arsenal Spurs, Madrid Barca, Madrid Atletico, Chelsea Spurs, Chelsea Arsenal, United Liverpool, United City. Just one says, what? Sorry, mate, for what? Never. Yes. Possibly because a lot of Khalil Gibran's poetry is lost its beauty in translation. Maybe. Maybe. Um, and maybe sometimes it's like that, yeah, King Eric. I tried also even philosophical books also, no? Sometimes, especially the ones that are translated works, they just never hit sometimes. Like Lao Tzu. I tried Lao Tzu a lot. But I don't know, man. Forget this. Would you date somebody from a rival religion? Ankush bhai. What do you mean rival religion? What? Where are these religious derbies you are watching, man? Tala Anjum, I've heard, man. Tala Anjum, I've heard. Um, rival religion. Derby Dala Abrahamic religions, bhai. हैं? South Asian religion classico. Tejas bhai, I always miss your comment, man. Football should stay inside my room only. Oh God. Old farm derby. Derby डाला इब्राहिमी का भाई. यही है भाई. कैसे हो गोल्डन गेमिंग? लॉन्ग टाइम यार. It's a late night. How are you here now? ताला अंजुम भाई. कौन ताला भाई लॉल. ताला अंजुम नहीं है उसका नाम. तालहा अंजुम. Or did I say something wrong? I don't even know. भाई आप कौन से कॉलेज में हो और इंडिया में कौन से कॉलेज में थे? मुझे तो अपने कॉलेज के लिए टेंशन हो रही है. कोई टिप दे दो. क्या टेंशन हो रही है दोस्त? मजे करोगे आप कॉलेज में? मैं था इंडिया में. आई वाज इन मानव रचना एंड आई वाज इन मणिपाल. एंड हियर आई एम इन यूनिवर्सिटी कॉलेज डबलिन, यूसीडी. सही बोल रहे हैं. अरे ऋतुराज, मेंबर फॉर 14 months यार. ऋतुराज, थैंक यू सो मच. हांसी फ्लिक ऋतुराज ने डाला. रैप है दिया तो जॉन ताला. वाह. How many languages do you speak? Me, 4. I speak only 2 and 2.5. I understand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. 5 languages I understand. Can't speak. It's a very weird thing. I can understand Punjabi. I can't speak Punjabi. I can understand Bengali, Bangla. Can't speak Bangla. It's the same for a little bit of German now. Gleich. Hmm. Anyway, Sidhu Moosewala, nahin yaar, nahin. Not not nearly as enough Punjabi music. Um, India, man, what's the most recent band I heard? I think Bloodywood. I think yeah, Bloodywood, right? Have you heard Bloodywood's New Delhi? Really love that song, yeah. Really love that song. Karan Aujla again heard here and there, yeah. Seedhe Maut, yes. Seedhe Maut. Seedhe Maut works with a friend of mine I had in school. Seedhe Maut says on the beat. Um, what is that guy's name? Chotu Punjabi. What's his name? जिसने माया गाया, जिसने माया बनाया हुआ है. He had Maya. Um, na 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 na. What's his name? Yaar, fuck. Prabdeep. Prabdeep. You love the video of Baby Metal? Nice. My first concert was the local train. Local train तो यार सबका है कॉलेज में. अंकुश भाई. Faridkot, yes. You guys know Euphoria? So Palash Sen's band Euphoria. So Euphoria का drummer was my dad's drum teacher. And बड़ी accidental meeting हुई because I think Palash Sen's wife came into the hospital for some help and my mom was assigned his case. उसकी wife का case, Palash Sen's wife. So my dad also met Palash Sen, my mom met Palash Sen, and I think through that, my dad got to know Palash Euphoria ka drummer, and then he came and taught my dad a lot. There's also this Indian band which I used to listen to a lot, not anymore. Have you heard? If you like rock, um, then Indus Creed करके एक band है. Um, Indus Creed, yeah. What there? So Indus Creed is a Mumbai rock band. 1984 में आई थिंक बना था. एंड 2010 में उनको मैंने सुना था व्हेन दे हैड अ रीयूनियन. सो इंडिस्क्रीड, आई लव्ड इंडिस्क्रीड. लिसन टू इंडिस्क्रीड एक बार. एंड फक, देयर इज दिस ब्यूटिफुल इंडियन फ्यूजन रॉक बैंड. हाँ, न्यूक्लियर एथवेज आर रियली रियली नाइस. न्यूक्लियर तो एक पॉइंट पे ही वाज ह्यूज ब्रो. स्ट्रीम के बाद सुनो. यस, इंडिस्क्रीड बहुत सुंदर बैंड, बहुत बढ़िया बैंड है. Pentagram, Parikrama, of course. Indian, no, not Indian Ocean. So, Advaita. Have you guys heard Advaita? Oh, beautiful, man. What a band, yaar. They have this song called Mo Funk. Mofunk. Bhai, fantastic song. Mia Khalifa rock band. Never heard of it. Next big thing in world football is never really know, man. Because next big thing could be a 19-year-old, next big thing could be a 27-year-old. Who knows? There is a 25, 26-year-old winger somewhere in the world who can be the next Mo Salah. You never really know. I watched IGL. Nay, brother. Your favorite rapper, mine is Kendrick. Yeah, I like classic raps, man. I don't like the modern day raps. They're nice to listen to from time to time. Like Migos was nice when they were together. Um, Drake's fine, Kendrick's fine. Kendrick ka Damn, I loved Damn. But I think Kanye is my favorite, man. I love Kanye. I can listen if you had to give me one artist to listen for the rest of my life, it'll be Kanye. Eminem, of course. Linkin Park, of course. Rest in peace, Chester Bennington. I remember when Chester passed away. One of my friends called me. She and I cried on the call, man. It's crazy. So you listen to heavy metal, brother? There was this show in 2012. There's this festival called Great Indian Rock. ठीक है उसमें मेशगा केम टू इंडिया दिल्ली में आए थे सो आई वॉच्ड मेशगा लाइव एंड उससे पहले आई थिंक भयानक मौत ओपन फॉर देम एंड मेशगा प्लेड and so my favorite Meshuggah song at that point of time was Bleed. Okay. And there is listening to Bleed and there is watching Bleed. And oh my God, seeing mosh pits as a 18-year-old, 17-year-old was insane. I still remember 2012 December, Great Indian Rock Festival. Bhayanak Maut opened, Meshuggah came. I've gone for a lot of concerts in my life, of all genres. I've gone for metal. Um, I watched metal. I watched rock. I've gone to alternative concerts, Alt J. If anyone listens to Alt J, I've gone and seen Alt J twice in my life. I have seen Metallica twice in life. I have seen Iron Maiden once in life. I was gonna go for a Guns N' Roses concert, but नहीं हो पाया वो. Are you a metalhead? Because you mentioned System of a Down, Chop Suey before. Yeah, no. I have had a lot of musical phases, man. I have had plenty of musical phases. I have had my classic rock, I've had my metalhead, I've had my hard rock, I've had my rap, I had my techno, EDM, everything. I've listened to everything. Music is a beautiful thing for me. Um, even if I, where is my phone, man? I can't even find my bloody phone. Fuck off. पता नहीं मेरा phone कहाँ है दोस्तों, but yeah, I've had a fantastic musical journey दोस्तों. Can we play FC25 together? Yeah, I'll have very little time, man. I will play probably FC25 usually at like 10 p.m. in the night here, which is like 3:30 a.m. in India. So yeah, Avicii bhi sahi keh rahe ho, Manan. I remember. Avicii se yaad aaya. Not that they're related or something, but there was this chat. India mein Swedish House Mafia aaya tha na? Oh, I remember there was so much hype for the Swedish House Mafia concert. I think it was in India. All day. Dead Crush? No, I haven't seen. Sorry, yeah. Never been to a concert, just like being. I'll tell you one thing, Anonymous. I think if you've never been to a concert now, I think you should go once. And it doesn't even have to be a big band, doesn't have to be a Taylor Swift or a Coldplay or something. Um, for example, I think very recently, whether it was in Delhi or Bombay or both, Peter Cat recording, Peter Cat, I think, played somewhere. Go there. If you're in Delhi, ulta to bhai, go to the Piano Man website. देखो पियानो मैन पे कौन कौन प्ले कर रहा है अच्छा डेड क्रश ओ आई बी ऑनेस्ट फॉर ऑल जे इट्स फॉर मी इट्स बिन ब्रीज ब्लॉक्स टारो लेफ्ट हैंड फ्री उसी टाइप के दैट्स द लास्ट ऑफ देम आई हर्ड मैन टू बी ऑनेस्ट सो या बट if you're in Delhi or in Bangalore and Bombay, there are so many venues which host music nights. Just go, man. बहुत मजे आएंगे बहुत मजे आएंगे सनबर्न में आया था हाईएस्ट पेड था डैम ट्रैविस का कॉन्सर्ट जाना है जाओ जाओ देखो उसकी क्या डेट्स है कहाँ पे कर रहा है द गुड थिंग इज आई थिंक द वर्स्ट कॉन्सर्ट आई अटेंडेड दो वाज मेटालिका दिल्ली हॉरिबल हुआ ही नहीं कॉन्सर्ट मेटालिका दिल्ली वाज द वर्स्ट कॉन्सर्ट आई बीन टू I think I haven't been to it, but according to my friends, Bieber's concert was horrible. Yeah, Peter Cat and both their subgroups or individual art projects are real joy for sure. ये फाइनल ईयर में हूँ जाऊंगा जरूर इस साल रॉन्डेवू में जाओ 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 एंड check out always check out college fests in your area usually na colleges have some really really good people coming in, like Bieber, Justin Bieber, those Justin Bieber. 170 people really love you. No, for sure. Even if there were take 20 people here, I would love to talk to 20 of you also, man. You went to a Sonu Nigam concert, yeah. I think this girl I remember, she and I were bonding over music once, and she told me like the most beautiful concert. And she was just like me. She's been to so many concerts, Western, Indian, and everything. And she said the top two concerts she has ever been into was one by Sunidhi Chauhan and the second by KK. And she said, "Uske baad se nothing has ever come close." My dream place to go for a concert though will be Rio. I don't know if it's still a thing. When I ask people कि like what's the dream place you want to go, अगर तुम इंडिया में हो तो तुम्हारे पास अगर ऑप्शन होता तो तुम कहाँ जाओगे? सो मोस्ट पीपल लाइक अब तो चलो लॉलापलूज़ा यहाँ पे होने लग गया, बट मोस्ट पीपल यूज्ड टू बी लाइक लॉलापलूज़ा, या फिर मुझे एक बार वीकेंडर जाना है, या फिर व्हाट्स दैट थिंग कॉल्ड, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड्स, इलेक्ट्रिक डेजी, टुमारोलैंड. My favorite place to be, my favorite place to be would be um, Rock in Rio. Papon came to Manipal, I remember. Bhai, what a concert. Arman Malik was the best for you. KK's लब्बों को क्या, हाँ, of course. Thank you Daksh bhai for this stream. अरे of course Atif bhai. Is your membership worth it? Raksin bhai, I will always hype my membership up, man. देखो, I'll be honest with you. Some people stay, some people leave. You can also try and stay for a month. Maybe it's worth your time. Maybe it's not. I can't promise you, but maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. I would say always do it, man. Papa is so damn good. Attended the concert featuring local trainer Amit Trivedi. Manipal वाला ये तो हुआ था, आई थिंक प्री कोविड हुआ था ये. Amit Trivedi and local train came to Manipal, I think pre COVID. Apple Music, man. Apple Music. Acha, Manipal Jaipur. Okay. They came in main Manipal campus also, I think. Pre COVID once. Ouch. Pinch. I went straight to a Mohit Chauhan concert. It was the best after Sartinder Sartaaj. Goosebumps through and through. Yeah. I've heard Arijit concerts are also very nice. I've never been to one. हाँ दोस्त, ताला अंजुम को जानते हैं. Don't worry. बीच बीच में उर्दू फेस भी था मेरा. In which year did you start watching football? Proper. No, the first time I started watching football was 2001, 2002. But I think when I actually realized what football is was probably like mid 2003, late 2003, 4. हाँ, यूट्यूब म्यूजिक तो है मेरे पास, है क्योंकि मेरे पास वो है प्रीमियम. एप्पल का है. कौन सा फेवरेट सॉन्ग? It's been so long, man. Wait, I'll tell you. अफसाने सुना हुआ मैंने, बेमतलब सुना मैं, गुमान also. I listened to Pandit Bhimsen Joshi concert when I was 5 years old. Fantastic यार. आप IPL देखते हो? नहीं, I mean हाँ, but I don't watch it with the same intensity as I watch sports and football. IPL तो I only watch it for fun. IPL is like my glory hunting sport. Every year I will change my IPL team until I pick the one that wins. And I will have a personal rivalry with Drog Baba. So think this year also I will choose umpire Indians, yaar. So yeah, my favorite NBA team, yeah, it's always been the Lakers, man, and it's always been through Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. But over time, I've stopped being crazy about teams and more about players. So Luca, Wemby, Steph, Jimmy Buckets. I bloody loved हमारे टिंगू का क्या नाम था यार? Russell Westbrook. Westbrick. Loved Russell Westbrook during his triple double seasons. Giannis. Yeah. Chill stream after ridiculous and tough games much needed. I know, man. I know, Parth. Wemby makes me feel uncomfortable. His legs. Um, so I'll tell you my favorite YouTuber to watch when it comes to NBA. ठीक है? You should watch him too, by the way. His name is Jimmy High Roller, and my dream in YouTube is essentially to learn how to make videos like him. I watch almost all of his videos, as you can see, all of them, absolutely all of them. Watch his videos on Wemby. Watch his videos on Jokic. I didn't like his Caitlin Clark video too much. Brawny वाली भी ठीक ही थी. This one was a beautiful video, man. When the Celtics absolutely smashed everyone. Lillard, bhai. I loved I loved Lillard and his crew in Portland, man. It's such a sad scene कि उनको they had to break it all up. कहाँ है आजकल Dame? He's in Milwaukee, na? Yeah, I think he's in Milwaukee. I want to ask you how good was Maldini? यार again, I had zero awareness of so many players at that point of time यार. ये चीज़ें धीरे धीरे पता चली. दक्ष भाई Celtic Medieval सुनते हो? Only relaxing. Yeah, maybe sometimes when I want to sleep and I want the vibe. नाइपान लाओगे भैया आर्सेनल मुझे तो चाहिए यूनाइटेड में व्हाट अ बॉलर. आप ले लोगे हमसे, अब तो हमारे बच्चे चुराते रहते हैं यूनाइटेड वाले. नहीं यार, टेनिस अब नहीं देख पाता मैं. Don't end up watching the tennis. I don't end up watching NBA regular season anymore. I have football honestly is so consuming. It's so time consuming because football में क्या होता है? The match ends, then you rewatch the game, especially if it's an Arsenal game. You rewatch the game. You consume content about the game. You consume post match analysis of the game. You form your own ideas. You think about things. You read tweets. You take commentary. You consume other people's contents and stuff like that. So it's so consuming. I have zero time for any other sport now. It sucks, but it is what it is. Joao Felix says, जो अब Aston Villa जाने वाले हैं, your favorite guitarist, bassist, vocalist, singer from rock and metal history. Oh God, this is such a difficult thing to pick, man. I don't know, man. How can you even choose the best guitarist? There are so many. Jimmy Page. Oof. McCartney. Edge. What's that guy's name? What's that guy's name? White Stripes वाले बंदे का क्या नाम है यार? Jack White. Jack Black. Gilmore. How can you choose? Young Wee, Michelangelo, Steve Vai. Bassist भी कहाँ choose करोगे bassist भी यार? I don't have too much affinity or dislike towards bassists. My best friend was a bassist, is a bassist. And yeah, मुझे ज़्यादा bassists के बारे में उतना नहीं पता यार. Again, vocalists, how you're gonna choose? Axl Rose, Robert Plant. What was John Paul Jones? Yeah, जॉन पॉल जोन्स भी गिटारिस्ट में आता है. बहुत सारे हैं यार, ऐसे तो आप कुछ भी नहीं चूज कर पाओगे. Bro, will Saudi project fail? Which Saudi project are we talking about? Jack Black. Oh man. No, no, we have football in the middle, Tanishk. I'm assuming football talk is over. Just want to ask, with such a brilliant squad, how long will Arteta survive without a major trophy? I don't know, man. It's a question I've been pondering myself, and not just like how long will Arteta survive. Like I've been actually thinking, and maybe you guys can pitch into this. What is a successful project, man? When do you say a project is over? Because I've been thinking, if people say as soon as you win a trophy, a project was over and you are in a different phase, fine. But then why did Ten Hag lose his job? If people say until his identity is established, then fair enough. Arteta's done what he's supposed to. If it's everything, you have to have a style, you have to win the trophies, fine. I think then Klopp is the only one who's a successful project manager. And even then, people question his legacy in the Premier League, which is insane to think about. Like, if you think about project managers, okay? If you think of Ten Hag Amorim for United, Arteta for Arsenal, Ange for Spurs, Maresca, Potter, and Poch for Chelsea, Slot for Liverpool. Would you even call Slot a project manager or Liverpool a project? I don't even think it's a project. I don't know. It's a question I've been thinking here, Tanishk. Like, what really is a project? What are the aims of a project and what is the end result of a project? Are clubs always in project mode? Maybe, maybe not. Is the aim of a project, like, for example, if you take Spurs right now and Chelsea right now, both are nowhere near the top. What is their project? Is it one FA Cup, one League Cup, and Champions League qualification? Is that the project? That is what Ten Hag did, and he got sacked because there was no style of play and tactics. Like, if I want to take Amarim, when will you say Amarim has been successful? Is it only the PL and UCL? Pep Man City was a project. Yeah, maybe. पता नहीं यार बारसा यूनिवर्सल एक aggregator है, he's not a journalist. Good night SS, good night. Well, Barca have a project under Flick. They had brought Javi as a project manager. मैं वही कह रहा हूँ. I've actually been thinking about this video in my head. I've been trying to visualize how to put it out. Because the problem is this, yeah. One of my biggest handbrakes when it comes to making content is to imagine the worst case scenario in terms of reception. ठीक है, तो अगर मैं एक प्रोजेक्ट पे वीडियो डालूंगा, व्हाट इज अ प्रोजेक्ट? माई आइडिया ऑफ पुटिंग अ वीडियो एंड एक्चुअली स्टार्टिंग रिकॉर्डिंग इट इज, मेरे को विजुअलाइजेशन में जब तक मेरे को ऐसा लगेगा कि कोई आके बोल देगा हाँ हाँ अटेटा तो नहीं है, ये है, विच इज लाइक अ पर्सनल वर्क टू मी. I don't want that to happen. But still, I've been thinking about this video for way too long. What is a project? What is a successful project? Is it the trophies? Is it the play style? Is it everything? Is it squad value? Is it finances? Is it culture? What is a successful project? Was Javi a successful project manager? He won a La Liga. He won the league. He did well. I think he was in the champs also. वो तो एक गलती की वजह से हार गया and he was sacked. That wasn't enough. And sure, maybe Barca has higher standards and stuff like that, but come on. What is wrong with, if Arteta's project की सबसे बड़ी कमी is the lack of trophies, but then Ten Hag's thing is he has trophies. Then why was Ten Hag sacked and why is Arteta questioned so much? If Ten Hag को चाहिए था style of play, sustainable style of play, and good results and improvement, that is something that Arteta is given, except the trophies, which is what Ten Hag is given. Now Amorim is giving a style of play, slowly improvement in results, but most of the results are not good. So what? So then is Amarim a failed project? What about Ange? Ange is trying to rebuild the culture, but the results also now are not coming. So is Ange a failed project manager? I don't know, man. I really don't know what a project is anymore. Because everyone says trust the process. Fine, but what is the process? And when do you call a project कि like ये project fail हो गया या ये चल नहीं रहा है? Because वही वाली बात है. What is the parameter is what I'm thinking of. If trophies are the parameter, then Arteta's project is failed. Like you hear the media comparisons, right? A glorified Pochettino, Spurs वाला. क्या different clubs के लिए different projects होते हैं depending on their recent history of winning and losing? Yeah, the idea of Chelsea project is different from the idea of Arsenal project because Arsenal hasn't won anything major in the last couple of decades. Chelsea has won a UCL in the last 4 years, so their project ki definition is different. What is an Aston Villa project then? Is it to just get consistent UCL? What is a Newcastle project under Eddie Howe? I think about these things. Clubs खुद recruitment plan नहीं कर पाते. Plus, in my personal opinion, more than the project, Ten Hag was also sacked because he wasn't the new owner's appointment. Typical corporate shenanigan, I am. Okay, okay. What really Arteta does to a man. Look, trust me, one of the reasons I will never be ever. देखो आर्टेटा अगर कल भी चले जाते मुझे it'll affect me a little bit, but I am very secure with my feelings for Arteta. I think he's a fantastic manager, man, and I think अगर वो आर्सेनल में नहीं जीतेगा he will end up being a successful manager elsewhere. सर एलेक्स को 6 साल लग गए थे यूनाइटेड को ठीक करने में हर but he was about to get sacked. आजकल मैनेजर्स को टाइम नहीं देना चाहते, ओनरशिप प्लेयर पावर बढ़ गया है. या फुटबॉल की एक चीज़ है, इवन इफ इट कम्स टू स्टफ लाइक प्रोजेक्ट्स ना, देयर इज नो वन साइज डेफिनेशन टू एवरीथिंग. अभी हम जैसे अगर आप आर्सेनल फैन हो, यू वुड सी one of the biggest concerns in the Arsenal fan base is Arteta having too much power because it's reminiscent of what happened under Wenger. Too much power, and if there's bad talent idea, it's wastage of money and you start falling behind. But you look at Chelsea, जहाँ पे मरस्का हैज एब्सोल्युटली जीरो पावर. अब हम सोच रहे हैं कि उसका क्या होगा. Expectations define a project. Nowadays, term project is thrown way too lightly. Yeah, maybe. EPL is very harsh. I'm good यार अब्दुल भाई, आप कैसे हो? Was कार्लो मैड्रिड अ प्रोजेक्ट ब्रो? वही वाली बात है यार कि एम्स क्या थे. मेरे हिसाब से a project can't be a 1 or 2 year thing. Project is a multi-year thing. And if it's a 1 or 2 year thing, it's not a project. It's iteratively improvement. It's not a project. मतलब iterative improvement to the point of success in a shorter frame. It's about KRAs you set at the start and developing of the team next process. These two processes can or cannot be under the same manager. I would love Javi to Spurs. नहीं यार. Spurs ना. Spurs needs an aspirational manager, which is why I think Ange is great for them. Which I think why Poch was perfect for them. Which I think why Potter is good for them, and which is why I think Thomas Frank is perfect for them. Spurs need an aspirational manager, somebody who can dream. A lot of times, and I mean this in the nicest way. I don't know if any Spurs fans are up late at night. Good night, good night, good night, Rishabh. Good night, Manan. Um, One of the Spurs' biggest problems have been that, and I mean this in the nicest way, but they've believed the big club hype way too much. And I don't mean to say Spurs ain't a big club. It's definitely not a small club. But I feel the boots that Spurs have to fill are way too big for what the ambitions of the fan base are right now. And I'm not saying Spurs fans should not ever have ambitions to win something major or win a trophy. But I think Spurs fans and Spurs का in general sentiment की problem ये रही है that they've always sometimes been desperate to skip a few steps. Um, Instead of staying and building and consolidating and then taking another leap and stuff like that. मुझे ये लगता है at least. But ठीक है. I think De Bruyne is the greatest midfielder in the modern era. It's tough to say, man. Depends on what your modern era is and depends on what you include in those midfielders. And how do you define greatness? I think for me, the great, let's say for example, for me, one of the reasons I think Manuel Neuer is the greatest goalkeeper of all time, alongside Schmeichel, alongside Van der Sar, alongside maybe even Czech. But Neuer is right up there because he changed goalkeeping. There are players who will perform within the same framework of what makes a good striker, midfielder, defender, goalkeeper, and they'll perform it to the highest level. और कुछ लोग होते हैं जो स्पोर्ट चेंज कर देते हैं. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर कोई एनबीए देखता है ना, स्टेफ कारी को ग्रेटेस्ट ऑफ ऑल टाइम नहीं मानेंगे लोग. जॉर्डन होगा, लेब्रॉन होगा, उनके अलग रीजंस हैं. बट स्टेफ चेंज्ड बास्केटबॉल, मैन. He showed that a team can solely rely on three pointers to win the championship. Don't need that inside wala nonsense. Like, which is what I think, and again, I mean it in the nicest way, is going to be the difference between Vinicius and Mbappe. I think Vinicius is a winger who plays the wing position at the highest of the highest level. ठीक है? And I think Mbappe is a forward who will change what it means to be a forward, just like Haaland. So yeah, मुझे एक वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करनी थी यार, अब्दुल भाई, about what should Arsenal do on Wednesday. Should we go for a win or should we go for settle for a draw because of team injury concerns and seeding? But वो अब हो नहीं पाएगी. NBA in 2025. Yeah. Which teams am I expecting? I think we'll get one of the big boys. I think we'll get like an Atalanta if they don't finish in top 8. I think we'll get an Atalanta or a PSG, something like that. I have a feeling we'll get PSG. मेरे को feeling आ रही है अंदर से कि हम PSG के साथ खेलेंगे इस फिर से. Basically, difference between world class and generational. Maybe yeah. I think generational भी बहुत sparingly use करना चाहिए. Generational should mean once in a lifetime sort of player, which I think is just reserved for Ronaldo and Messi. Maybe Maradona and Pele if you want to go a little पीछे. As a City fan, I want Manchester City to be out of the UCL because we can't sustain ahead against teams. It might be myself preparing for a draw and get out, but I feel City should see a PL and FA. That is it. I think, yeah, you should go for the UCL City. Cruyff bhi, but the thing is, nobody can honestly give an assessment of Cruyff right now, considering they've never seen them play. Iniesta is generational, I think. Yeah, changed the midfielding position. Zidane as well. You can model players after Zidane. We have to win in order to get an easier fixture. I don't think winning guarantees an easier fixture, Zaraxi, but that's the problem. Because there are too many teams near the bottom of the top 24. अगर ऐसी चीज़ होती कि मान लो सिटी भी टॉप 8 में है, पीएसजी भी टॉप 8 में है, यूवे, मिलान वगैरह जस्ट आउटसाइड ऑफ टॉप 8 हैं टाइप्स, फिर हाँ सीडिंग मेक सेंस. राइट नाउ दिस सीजन seeding only helps first and second. That makes it two in a generation. No, it doesn't have to be exactly one in a generation. I mean, उस टाइप का प्लेयर लाइफ में आप एक ही बार देखोगे. There will only be one Ronaldo. There will only be one Messi. No matter how many others idolize them, want to be like them, they will never be like them. एथलेटिसिज्म में, फिनिशिंग में, ड्रिबलिंग में, आईक्यू में, लॉन्जेविटी में, जो भी डालना आपको पैरामीटर एक ही जैसा दिखेगा आपको. Beckenbauer defined a modern CB, to be honest. Again, none of us has seen it, but yeah, the way people talk about it, it's like talking about Wilt Chamberlain. Nobody saw Wilt Chamberlain live, but there are all these record that Wilt Chamberlain has. And so you're like, yeah, maybe Wilt was fantastic, dude. Can you name three players who played for both Spurs and Arsenal? Soul. I know I know Graham managed both Spurs and Arsenal. Who else are the other two? Mourinho revolutionized PL football, bought in 4-2-3-1. I mean, I would not necessarily call the evolution of tactics a revolutionary thing. Like, I think it's more evolution than revolution. Um, for example, I think one of the most genuine revolutions was done by Leeds and Manchester United in the late 80s and 90s. It's a book by Michael Cox called The Mixer. It's beautiful football stories um, about the number 10 playing between the lines and how Cantona was the guy. So, yeah, proceeds to use generational six times. No, that's what I'm saying. I think if you're just using generational footballer, then sure. I think if we all really had to do it, we can narrow down one football who is once in a lifetime. But I think other people have contributed so many things to football now. It's such a dynamic sport and it has so many facets that to just narrow it down as like, let's say for this generation Messi is the best. Okay? To narrow football down, the best and the worst of football to one person in Messi, I think is disingenuous because इस जनरेशन में हमने ऐसे मिडफील्डर देखे हैं जो कैन डू मिडफील्ड थिंग्स बेटर देन मेसी ऐसे डिफेंडर्स देखे हैं दैट कैन डू फुटबॉल डिफेंडिंग इन फुटबॉल मच बेटर देन मेसी देयर कुड बी प्लेयर्स हु हैव हैड सिमिलर और equal or maybe even more impact than Messi in their own respective positions, sweeping, keeping, stuff like that. Okay, Ane. Fair enough. Cruyff and Beckenbauer. What do you think about Ozil? Is it that he is a great midfielder or average player? Um, for me, Ozil is a unicorn profile, man. Again, I think very few players can sing with the football, and I think Ozil was that one. You can always find problems with him, fitness, tracking back, but yeah, all these things. मेरे हिसाब से तो you can take so many sticks. Adebayo, you're right, and Gallas as well. You're right. But I think you can take any stick and beat any player with anything. So yeah, damn, it's almost 3 hours of streaming, huh? Shiv says, "Are you retarded?" Haven't been tested, but I don't think so, dude. Shiv, what prompted this though? At like 4 in the morning. Damn. So just some football books. Okay. The Mixer and How to Watch Football. Just start with these two. Once you read these two, then ask me. Next game week, double game week होगा ना? I think so. February में होगा double game week. We have so many permutations, combinations in UCL, and we saw Arsenal winning is must to get easy fixture. Yeah, for sure. Look, winning is always nice. My only fear is that we have to play City 3 days after. That is also very important. Modern football calls for more intelligent players than unicorns. Maybe. I think right now it's a wrestling match, Parth. I think the best example of that is you just look at Bournemouth and everyone else. You see Anthony Irola's interview about how he wants to tackle positional play. He says there is elements of positional play, but he wants to break positional play. Get players who do something on their own. So है यार अभी थोड़ा सा फाइट है बिकॉज अगर आप पोजिशनल प्ले के प्रिंसिपल्स को ब्रेक कर देते हो कितना रिजिड कितना वो है ड्यूरेबल देखना पड़ेगा एग्जैक्टली पार्ट सो इट विल बी कांस्टेंट बैलेंस है यार Okay, we'll end the stream in a bit. Chat मैं थक गया हूँ थोड़ा सा. You should go all in for a draw because City has fresh legs, really confident. The game is at the Emirates, but my only fear is fresh legs. That's it. I don't think Arsenal fear City right now. Call it foolishness, call it whatever. And we shouldn't fear City. We're not at our best, obviously. We're not at our best. I still think we have enough to hurt City. We have enough intelligent players to hurt City. Irola, what a manager. He is tactically sound. Yes, he is. As a City fan, should go ho gaya. An expectation to captain? Nah, not really. UCL draw kab hai? I think it's 31st Jan. I think it's 31st Jan. Omar can be a threat. He is a threat for sure. Omar Marmoush will be the biggest threat. चलो चैट 3 घंटे हो गए. आप लोग भी सो जाओ. आई एम ऑल्सो गना चार्ज माई बाइक, प्रिपेयर माई डॉक्यूमेंट्स फॉर टुमारो. होपफुली मैन कल वीज़ा मिल जाए, मज़े आ जाएंगे. टू फाइंड माई ब्लडी फोन ऑल्सो. वो रहा मेरा फ़ोन. ओके, थैंक यू चैट सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग इन. लाइक कर देना अगर अभी तक नहीं किया है. सब्सक्राइब इफ यू न्यू. विल साका प्ले? साका's coming back in March, brother, so he's not playing. ठीक है, चलो, सी यू ऑल सून. गुड नाइट, गुड नाइट, गुड नाइट. सी यू, बाय बाय. अरे एंड स्ट्रीम भाई. चलो.